What you doing, baby?
Playing a video game?
How was your day?
It's terrible. I don't want to talk about it.
Really? What happened?
It was terrible. I don't want to talk about it.
So you're gonna ask me how my day was?
No?
It was terrible. This woman in a big SUV tried to take my spot at the nail salon, and then she had the audacity to try to give me the F-I-N-G-E-R.
That spell finger, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Baby, finger is not a dirty word.
Ew! What's that blob thing?
It's a blob. Shh.
Don't shh me. And don't turn the volume up, Michael.
Jay, I can't concentrate on the game.
Well, maybe then you need to concentrate on something else. Isn't this a little bit more interesting?
Yeah, that's interesting. Could you do that over there?
What is the big thing with boys in their video games?
Apparently you've never had the thrill of a joystick in your hand.
Jesus, we need you today. My whole computer shit the bed, and I lost everything.
I'm sorry, darling.
I'm rebuilding the sound effects.
Oh wow, so we probably got a bunch of new stuff. Yeah,
we have a couple of new things, but they're all...
Quack! Super horn!
Gee, I don't know how that one made it back on the board. There's limited space here. But see, I had a hard time putting together actual pieces. The community segment is something special.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a sound effects extravaganza.
I can't wait.
In the community segment, TalkRadar 96. I'm Christopher Indizda.
I'm Michael Raparas.
I'm Bang. I'm Brett Helston.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Tyler Wilde. Back again. They let
New
me on.
sounds.
What happened to the sounds when we were like looking on the Mac and it had that list of like awful default sound effects?
I have some of them.
We were laughing at them and then...
Yeah, the Mac, what is it? The Final Cut, they have all these weird-ass sounds. Garage Band?
Yeah.
Garage Band.
It was like space radio, and it was...
I've used some of them for like minor Paul Ryan sound effects. Oh yeah, a bunch of cheesy-ass radio bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm still adjusting. Stupid, what is this, Windows 7? Really? Yeah. Fuck it.
Still going? Is that you?
No. Horrible.
And now it's gone. Like as quickly as it came, it's gone.
Horrible. What is breakbeat? Hey, we're here talking about Donkey Kong Country today. What? Diddy? What did he say?
Diddy, yeah.
Diddy, yeah.
Going up to the treehouse. Hey.
All right. TalkRadar 96. We do this every week. Some weeks are better than others.
Like say last week.
I love the Talk Satyr. I thought that was grand.
It was great.
Glad it turned out so well.
I know. Thank Diana for that. I hope she didn't have to listen to it.
I don't know, probably.
There you go. Constant communication in the Raparas household.
I think
we don't communicate, we just stare at different screens.
I think she was home.
All right, here at Games Radar, we've done a lot this week. Brett's done a lot with game music. Tyler's writing about RPGs. Michael's writing about Peace Walker stuff.
Yep.
Not a lot of big features, a lot of small stuff. We can all be sort of proud of.
But one large thing was the top
we
7.
do every week, and it is what?
The top 7. I thought there was going to be a sound.
I had one. The top 7 one.
Books that would make amazing games.
And now we talk about it.
And now we're pleased to bring our feature presentation.
Your face is what sold that. Followed by THX. What the hell?
You're right. Jesus.
Wow.
Adam's Family sound effect.
God, that was old even for our '90s references.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't do my job last week with the community segment because the question of the week was what book would you like to see turned into a game? So I went back through hoping there'd be a crossover. There wasn't. None of these games listed were mentioned in 10 pages of reader responses.
Well, this was technically classic books that would make them.
Yeah, classic books. Is it classic books?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the theme of like Dante's Inferno was an interesting way to get people interested in not necessarily a great game, but
it's something everybody's vaguely familiar with.
Right.
Like
Who probably hasn't read.
of Hell.
Like say number 7.
Number 7? Still there, man.
No, I actually love that.
Okay, you do?
Yeah, keep
All
it
right.
up.
Pride and Prejudice.
Please tell me someone knows what this story is about.
Vaguely.
Michael Alvarez, here he comes.
Yeah, girl meets Colin Firth, and he's really mean, and then they get married.
Oh.
Yes.
Is my understanding.
We can
Don't wiki parse that bullshit.
We can do it all.
I will say, I'm gonna say the obvious thing in that I think Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is much likelier to get a game adaptation before this ever will.
What is that? Is that a movie that's out?
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rewritten version of the book, basically, with zombie scenes added.
Yes.
Don't come.
Still got that one.
And it's going to be a movie, apparently.
Nice.
And it's an iPhone game.
Oh God, is it?
I think everything is an iPhone game.
Anything can be an iPhone.
If you have a noun, you're an iPhone game.
I got the new Trollolo game, which you can beat in 1 second just by hitting every button. You get every
what
achievement.
buttons? You have a big screen.
It's an iPhone. They get to make up their own buttons.
Right,
Doesn't nothing matters.
I thought the GameCube did a great job of making up its own buttons.
That's true.
You know, this one's going to be shaped like a boomerang. This one's a kidney.
Here's the one that's shaped like a vomit tray.
Sounds like there's a
And what the hell?
salesman coming.
Here's a Z button just to confuse you.
Here's just one Z button,
Just one shoulder
and
button.
then triggers that click and push.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God!
Okay, I got this.
Shit controller.
Segwaying.
How's that for a segue?
Ugh. What are the Frasier sound effects?
Number 6 is Watership Down.
Watership Down, which I've never read or seen, even though I've always wanted to see that.
It's the Rabbit book.
I read some of that when I was a kid. It would make a compelling game, I guess.
I've read and seen very little of both, but enough to know that it's about rabbits.
Yeah. Animals talk.
Oh my
do
God! You
things.
guys have to talk louder, both of you.
Okay, yeah. Animals talk at one point
There you go.
in the animation. There's like a very bloody fight scene where apparently one of the rabbits gets ripped to shreds. I
Yes.
remember that being very traumatic when I tried to watch it as a little kid on HBO.
It was one of those creepy British animations. Like they also animated Animal Farm, the happy, deceptive movie to get
Yeah.
families in the theater.
I think creepy British animation is redundant. You should just truncate that to British animation.
Righto. And,
What's another example of creepy British animation?
Plague Dogs.
Plague Dogs.
Plague Dogs,
Which
Danger
is a movie.
Mouse.
Danger
Yeah,
Mouse.
Danger Mouse
so
is pretty creepy.
Very creepy. Banana Man. When Eric eats a banana, wink, wink, he becomes a superhero.
The article suggests a good game version of this could be like Castle Crashers, and I mean, it seems right. It's very colorful and cute, but also extremely violent.
Yes, I'm completely ready for that.
That's a point.
All right.
I made a point.
Number 5, Confederacy of Dunces. Wish I remembered enough about this book. Love the book,
I
though.
love that book.
read it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's fantastic.
It's really good. But the only information I even remember, did you know the author was dead when it came out?
Yeah.
He killed himself, and his mother had to...
An author killed himself? No way.
What?
An author killed himself.
No.
Well, he became... This is one of the more famous books of last century. But he was dead before it became famous, and meh.
An artist was dead before his work was appreciated?
All right, fine.
Or published, which is rare.
Fine.
Yeah, that is more rare.
More
And
published.
apparently Will Ferrell's trying to make a movie version.
People have been trying to
to.
make a movie that originally was attached to star was John Belushi.
Whoa.
If that gives you an indication of how long.
Also
it's-
died before.
Also died.
So you see how he's kind of the same.
A true artist.
This game, though, the game based on Confederacy of Dunces,
Ignatius J. Riley?
looks just like a game Charlie would play.
Yeah, I know.
The commands at the bottom are walk to, pick up,
Well,
talk to, look at.
to be fair, that's just a shot of
Mundane,
Monkey
Matt.
Island.
Oh, is
But
that
what's the shot of
Monkey Island?
Ignatius? The,
Okay, well at least that's Monkey Island.
That's just
I was like, that looks a lot like Monkey
a
Island.
cartoon of Ignatius.
It's
has
really
been
good.
Superimposed onto something.
with the Scum engine. With the Scum engine. Who wrote this? I thought that
was Tom
I commend
Coulter.
that. Tom Coulter.
One of our freelancers.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Number 4. Naked Lunch.
Naked Lunch.
Which, only thing I know about this is Nelson making fun of it in The Simpsons.
What did he say?
When they walk out of the theater and all you see is the sign that
yeah.
says Naked Lunch, and he's I can think of 2 things wrong with that title.
I never read it. I bought it because my friend's like, dude, you gotta read this book when you're tripping, man. And you know what I found out I can't do while what I've read that you can't do while tripping.
Read a book.
Read a book.
How do you fucking sit still and
Read a
commit yourself
book.
to words?
You know what I've also heard you can't do? Well, the same guy recommended to me. Listen to Skinny Puppy. Don't do that because you'll feel like things are coming at you from the walls.
What I heard you can do is watch Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland and find it good.
Oh, that'd be atrocious. I wanna do that. Yeah, I've only seen the movie of Naked Lunch, but that's really more about him writing the book.
Yeah,
So-
it's sort of a meta adaptation kind of thing.
Yeah, except with like insectoid typewriters that have penises and
what the fuck?
David Lynch.
Okay,
I love
yeah,
Lynch.
bizarre aliens that you milk to get a hallucinogenic drug out of.
So what is the game?
The game about I don't know.
I do see a girl putting green things in her mouth, and then the next picture is like a boxing glove, and
That
then
just sounds like Japan.
and then an eyeball.
Okay.
You awake from capital the sickness.
Paradoxically, after he runs that image, he says Naked Lunch would bring back the text adventure genre for a whole new generation of impressionable youngsters.
I see.
You can hide all kinds of stuff under the guise of learning.
Okay, let's go flail on the next entry.
It would then kill the genre stone dead by making said youngsters type ingest mugwump semen in order to get to the final area. Oh my god.
Damn it.
If you're listening for the first time, and you're not, but if maybe
we're
you
trying to trying to grab these reins and pull them a little. I don't know what's going on right now.
Well, the problem is we usually have a bunch of good audio clips, so there's some top 7s that are great for that.
Yes.
And apparently someone's honking their horn like a bitch outside our window.
I know. Seriously, cut it out! Fucking whippersnapper.
I heard you, I think.
But this one is about books. Books don't have any audio, and let Chris or any of
Wait
these
a
on
minute.
tape. Audio books,
I
man.
think all of them are, but we'd have to
Probably
wait.
shit. I should have got
You
them.
should have recorded the sound of pages flipping. The sound of tapping my Kindle.
And that's what I thought it would sound like. Let me see.
We could have wrangled this into an iPad article. I just want you to know. We could have read all of these books.
I
on
can
our
play
iPad.
stock shit while we talk about it from GarageBand.
Oh, that sounds good.
All right, number 3, The Pilgrim's Progress. Did I write that wrong, or is that really what it's called?
The Pilgrim's Progress.
Okay, here
Would
we
the game
go.
be called the Pilgrim's Progress Bar?
Yes, Tyler Wilde. Where's my rim shot button? It's nowhere to be found. God damn it!
Oh, that's close.
It's a fucking mess.
I've never heard of this book.
He actually made a convincing intro because the character, like in the book, actually levels up in a way on his quest.
Can we count Scott Pilgrim as a classic book yet?
Yes.
Okay.
That game
Yes.
is
That's
going to
already
be cool.
Yeah, that's already getting a game.
You know,
It's gonna be a shitty game.
I hope not. It looked Anamanaguchi's doing the soundtrack. That's awesome.
Are they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
well, I do know. Okay, it's by the people who did the GBA TMNT game.
Do you
and
like?
That's the only apparently good TMNT game.
Yeah, like everything. Like I thought, like oh, they're gonna throw money at this because it's a movie game and they'll just make it shitty. But everything I keep hearing is like, oh wow, they're choosing really cool niche people to like make a cool game. It
Yeah.
might be good. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
But
We're
I feel it's more important
It is.
than the Pilgrim's Progress.
I see.
Which none of us have read.
None of us have read.
And to this moment of actually reading the entry, I just sort of assumed it was about the Pilgrims.
That's what I thought. I was like,
I thought it was something Bill O'Reilly
In
says
the-
every Halloween to scare children.
The Puritans who came to our shores to escape persecution.
Yes.
But instead,
Allegedly,
he
and
suggests take the
persecute
structure
others.
of ghouls and ghosts, add Devil May Cry battle mechanics, find a reason for a Christian not to own a single shirt, and you've got the year's biggest action title.
That's not
Chris is
Ghouls and
done.
Ghosts. He has a picture of it.
It's Maximo.
Yes, I know.
Somebody got Raparez. That was appropriate.
Where does he have a picture of you? Oh, there it is. Max.
Maximo's might as well be Ghouls and Ghosts.
All right, come on, people.
For whom the bell tolls.
For whom the bell tolls. I guess that's not appropriate.
Yeah.
You try and make this work.
Wow, we record this in a lounge?
Well,
now?
that's fascinating
Hey,
because I thought this
my
was
beer
one
turned
of
into a martini.
Ernest Hemingway's lesser works. It's
I actually agree with this one.
you do.
Yes, because
Fascinating. Tell me why.
I think it's about time we had a game dealing with the Spanish Civil War.
banter,
Wait a
banter,
minute.
banter.
For whom the bell tolls is about.
Tell me
It
about
is.
the Spanish Civil War.
Oh, we do. It isn't. Well. Oh shit. No. That's never mind.
What do you think?
I was thinking of Red Dead Redemption, and that's Mexico.
I think that's a fictitious Civil War also.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I did not mean to offend your
I
people.
mean, there were battles with the Spanish in this very city, San
let me
Francisco,
cue
but
up
not the Spanish Civil War.
an appropriate sound effect. Here we go. Michael, will you tell us a little bit about the Spanish Civil War?
Well, basically, it was what is this music?
I think we're coming back to the news in 1940.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
No, that's from the Spanish War soundtrack.
Yes. Cannot believe Madonna got on there.
Basically, it's more complicated than my
Evita?
understanding of it. I realize that there were a lot of splinter groups that fought it, but basically it boils down to a war between the Republicans, who wanted to preserve a democracy in Spain, and Franco's side, which they were fascists. Francisco Franco.
So it was Bill O'Reilly versus James Franco.
All right, got it. You were distorting history just a little bit there, Tyler.
Just a tad.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. But the Republicans were relatively liberal, despite their name.
What?
Oh my God.
That's the Spanish Civil War. My impression of the Spanish-American War in my mind is literally the Spanish floating over in wooden boats, and then we have like World War II level destroyers and just have metal.
Your brain should make a game.
Is that right though? Does anyone else remember learning about the Spanish-American?
The galleons and the
It was like in the early 1900s.
Yeah, like my memory was like they sailed over with like
old school.
They sailed over with like rickety old wooden boats, and then we actually had built new navy and was like, oh shit, we can't start a war anymore.
It was really like it was fighting over Cuba.
Yeah,
if I remember right,
or something like that.
Yeah.
All we're doing is like digging ourselves into a hole with shovels of
Well, I'm pretty sure
we're not real good with the history.
Seriously,
I'm convinced that's where they found Godzilla, and he fought a giant octopus.
Right.
Don't bother to come into the forums or comments and correct us about the Spanish Civil War.
We know we're wrong.
We know we're wrong already.
I know the Spanish War was in the 1500s. It's all right.
Let me tie
Ask
this.
us about popular media in the 1980s.
Yes.
Fine.
Let me wrap this up. Michael, were there a lot of casualties in the Spanish Civil
yes. There were a lot.
War? There we go.
Also, I love Hemingway.
Let's move on.
Yes.
Number one.
And Hemingway would love Twitter if he
You
were
guys
was
have
the
no
second-
respect for the fucking sound button.
Second best author
None.
to shoot himself in the face.
Exactly.
Is it Hunter S. Thompson the first?
That's my opinion.
Yeah. What about Hervé Village? Oh, that was the stomach. Good call. Hervé Village shot himself in the stomach.
What about not an author?
What about heads and
Right.
stoves?
Let's get the lounge music back and discuss.
We're about
Number
to
one.
discuss
Except for
Heart
his
of,
autobiography, My Life in Christopher Lee's Pocket.
Heart of Darkness. Oh, it says Concrete Jungle. That's completely different from an actual jungle.
Oh, Garage Band.
Oh, GarageBand. Here we go. This should work. We're in Africa.
Sounds like we're by the ocean.
It's a waterfall, according to the comment.
We're bringing technology and culture to Africa.
Last shot.
How did you get by with no culture, Africa?
All right, so what? The dude goes to Africa and meets the Pink Panther. This is distracting.
Say this swinging cat
This
meets
is why
the
we
pink-
dubbed the music in later.
This is distracting.
Oh man.
But it's also like I don't know much about Heart of Darkness other than that it's pretty much the basis of Apocalypse Now. And
yeah, it is also one of the most confusingly written books ever read
really,
or ever written because it's basically a narrative inside a narrative inside a narrative, and
man.
like they carry it out to the point where like everything has quotes, and when anybody says anything within that it's like single quotes, and it's because
Christ.
it's one guy telling the story to the author basically.
Somebody
that's the whole
loves
structure.
recursion.
I do love Hearts of Darkness,
wasn't
which is
even
the documentary of Apocalypse Now, and that should tell you everything you need to know about this. It's really good. Francis Ford Coppola is suffering from heat exhaustion, yelling with his shirt off for 90 minutes. It's awesome.
I think every Kurt Vonnegut book should be made into a game.
Oh man, you stole my thing.
So what kind of game would we like to see Heart of Darkness?
I would like them to go to Africa. I think I'm thinking of Baby. I'm thinking of Baby.
I would like to point out that they've already made Heart of Darkness into a game in the PlayStation era, but they changed it a bit so that instead of going down a river to like find some crazy guy, it's about a little boy trying to find his dog Whiskey in an alternate dimension,
Dude,
with things that are killed by light.
what is this?
Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness.
That is an actual title for a game on the PS1.
Wow.
It has absolutely nothing to do with.
Come on, I get to play the Wikipara sound effect here.
No.
Too bad. Too bad. All right, break time. We're going to come back and come up with some hastily prepared stuff. No new releases for you. What?
I was trying to search Heart of Darkness, and Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness. This is what we're really busy. My computer. I just got it back like hours ago with nothing.
I mean, you think Heart of Dharma and Greg.
Yeah, your computer did literally like melt down.
Yes, I lost everything.
No,
so,
it literally melted.
So
now a puddle.
our normal prepared selves that we are kind of what's the word?
Boring.
Sorry, that was not directed at you. We get back more stupid audio.
The one new release.
A couple new releases that won't mean anything to you, but then I swear to Christ, a really kick-ass community segment.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'll just say, like, the music taking us in and out of everything this week is from Dr. Octorok's 8-bit Dr. Horrible sing-along game, like an 8-bit.
That was amazing.
It's
not
awesome.
a game, it's a video.
I know, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
Just
Thank you for
clarifying.
correcting me. No, it's not a game, but the music is from that title, and you can find it if you just type it in Google. Dr. Octorok. Be right back.
Hey, what's up? It's Tony Hawk. You were listening to TalkRadar at GamesRadar.com.
Now you can read your Nintendo DS just like a book with 100 Classic Book Collection. 100 of some of the greatest books ever written, from masters such as Charles Dickens and Jane Austen, all on one cartridge. Simply make your choice, even change the font size to suit you. 100 Classic Book Collection only on Nintendo DS.
Hello everyone, GamesRadar's Lizzie Cuevas here. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Microsoft's discontinuing all original Xbox Live games on April 15th. Join us in honoring the memories by attending our Halo Xbox Live funeral. On Monday, April 12th at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be playing Halo 2 one last time before the lobbies go dark forever. Make sure to download all the free Halo 2 map packs and look for the Xbox Live gamer tags. GamesRadar Team, GamesRadar US, GamesRadar US 2, and GamesRadar Core. Again, that's Monday, April 12th, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Let's send Chief out in style with a night of headshots, swearing, and teabagging that'll never be forgotten. For more information, head to the TalkRadar 96 page for a link, or check out the official invite on facebook.com/GamesRadar.
TalkRadar. This show am good.
All right, TalkRadar segment 2. In lieu of content we actually prepared, we're going to read an exchange Tyler had over AIM with a reader.
A dedicated reader.
So this is very real, almost a reality show, but this is TalkRadar Radio Theater. What's my character like? Am I do I have a lisp like the like lights from last week?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
You are
all that fanfare for nothing.
No, it's coming. This is going to be a great.
All right, here's your motivation. You're
TalkRadar Theater.
You're a guy who has my aim.
Hang on. That sounds really loud. Like,
it's not. Trust me.
Okay. All right.
I can't go back now, but
just want to make sure it wasn't overpowering.
That's okay. We're still.
Okay. We're still on. We're still on, Brett. This is live TalkRadar. Okay, Chris's motivation in this scene is that. He's a guy who knows my aim, but doesn't read the site a whole lot. And enjoys being chatty with me.
Well, accusatory as well. Okay.
A little bit.
Here we go. I am random reader. Let me get my... Here we go. Ready.
It's a lot of build-up.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. Hey, Wild.
Yo.
Are you a sellout?
Yes. I mean, no. In what way? I sell my body, if that's what you mean.
That Modern Warfare 2 map pack article should have been about how we're getting ripped off, not about where to camp. For shame.
Hey, genius, I wrote an entire article called Why You Shouldn't Buy the Modern Warfare 2 Stimulus Package, and opened the strategy article with a link to it. Pay attention!
I think you should have put less feeling into that time.
Yeah, probably.
What? Since when?
Since always, Captain Oblivious.
Oh, I don't actually go to the main site.
Here's the link.
But the one time I did, I saw the strategy article and wasn't happy.
Ba-boom. Also read the intro to the strategy article. Double ba-boom.
Also, the apartment complex looks like a level from SWAT.
Topic changed.
Everybody take a bath.
That was the last episode of TalkRadar Radio Theater.
That was horrible. But it does go to show...
So basically what happened is some random reader aimed you?
Yes.
Yeah, to complain that, I'm a sellout because I didn't give...
He didn't take Call of Modern Warfare 2 stimulus package to task, even though he did.
Which
I
you did yeah.
twice.
I love when people don't read the site and then complain, and not just our site, but just the internet in general.
Right.
He tracked down his aim.
So you don't like the internet is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's pretty much all the internet is.
When people are like, why didn't you do this? We did. I'm still mad. It's like, well, go fuck yourself.
No, it's like I did a strategy article for the new maps, and say in the introduction, yeah, we told you not to buy these. This
But
is
we
for
know
the
you
case.
did anyway.
Yeah, this is for the case that you did.
2.5 million people bought them anyway.
Right, you want to be good at them if you did. Here's the link to the article telling you not to have bought them.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue reading if you did. And, you should have... The article you're complaining about says what you're... fuck you.
And on top
It's
of
not your
that,
fault.
there was a
Not your
link
fault.
to it in the article that... Yeah.
Anyway, it just happens all the
And
time.
I'm just kind of baffled. Where did you come upon this then? I don't read your site. Then why do what?
Then how did you find it?
Why do you care?
Oh, yeah, he said the one time he did.
Yeah.
Anna Paquin reveals she's bisexual.
Yeah, I
One
can't.
time he did, Anna Paquin revealed she was bisexual.
I can't compete with that. We have to keep it to games.
I just saw this on the news.
We got nothing because the new releases this week are Terrible,
Yes,
Double Pack, Borderlands DLC, Zombie Island of Dr. Ned, and Mad Moxie's Underdome Riot.
Yeah, it's weird that it's like
$20, $20 PC and 360.
It's $20.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't have the newest one. What was the newest one?
I don't know. I thought there were two.
No, there's three. Damn, I don't want to say.
Nope. Not going there. Oh, what about SBK Superbike World Championship? Also coming out this week on anybody?
PSP?
The PS2, baby.
Oh,
the
wow.
PS2.
Really?
What a week.
Yeah.
Also, we have Squishy Tank.
Oh, yes. I have heard of Squishy Tank.
Squishy Tank on DS and Mr. Driller's Drill Till You Drop.
I love how everyone took a week off this week.
Yeah.
When next week, I don't know, May is so completely jam packed. May 11th alone is too much, and then here we are sitting in March.
Yeah, I just went to
April,
Amazon and it was Borderlands, Wii steering wheel. That's what came out this week.
Which, by the way, it was Zombie Island of Dr. Ned, Mad Moxie's Underdome Riot for $20. The third one was Secret Armory of General Knox, and then there's a fourth one that is still to come. It's just sad that General Knox isn't on there because it came out in February, and
it still makes. I think it's still the packs are cheaper than the individual DLC, which doesn't say much because they probably shouldn't have charged so much for them to begin with.
That's a game I really want to get into. I just haven't been able to.
That was new releases. We had to try and pull some kind of stupid podcast together. Tyler Wilde to the rescue. He bought me. This is what I think. This is obviously fake viral marketing.
Yeah, this is.
She is. She seems
fake.
this. Well, I think she sounds very unrehearsed,
Yeah.
very unstaged.
But also annoying as shit.
StarCraft. Woman breaks up with boyfriend over StarCraft 2.
Hi, Brad. Remember when we broke up last week? Well, guess what? I went into your email and I changed the password, and look what came in. This StarCraft 2 beta key shit. I remember how much you really wanted this when we were going out because you love video games so much. I deleted the fucking email, and guess what? You're never gonna get this shit. You're never gonna fucking get it. Cause I fucking hate you, Brad. You're a fucking dick.
She shreds.
So she prints the email out and shreds it. She deletes
Yes.
the email, and she changes the password on his email.
Right.
I don't think triple blind security is really necessary there.
My favorite comment on the video was, "This is clearly fake because A, girls don't know what a beta is. B, girls don't know how to use a shredder."
It is pretty complicated.
It is. They get jammed.
But that's clerical work.
All right.
Come
never
on
mind.
now. Let's not be
Not be
Super
sexist.
horn.
All right.
But anyway, it's a fake video. That's
It's a
really
fake
annoying, that's
video.
all.
Yeah, we got that.
But compared to other fake shit, it's at least well acted. I thought
Yeah.
that girl's the delivery was very good.
Really?
Yeah, no,
I did.
I kind of
Alright.
hated her.
It was convincing.
I thought it sounded more like a angry person than half the shit I
That's
hear.
true.
Have you ever, as someone who's that angry, they're rarely able to compose a complete sentence?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is a fictionalized account of them being angry, so I don't expect them. Which is what most angry girls breaking up with me sound
I
like.
do not want to devote a lot of space to this, so I will agree with Elson. It is totally believable.
Thank you.
Talk about this.
This was cool, and I can't believe it took me a second to get what Tyler Wilde was hinting at. He gave it to me. I'm reviewing Splinter Cell Conviction right now.
Yes.
It's pretty good. I realized I have to go back and play it because I started playing it after my computer died. My girlfriend and I got in a fight. My taxes are due, and I'm like, and I'm like, I hate this. I'm like, why do I? It's impossible for me to enjoy anything. I get home, play Final Fantasy. I hate this too. Arrested Development. Fuck it. I hate it. Hate it all. And so, what people were mad that people are a little upset. Like, it's not going to be Splinter Cell. It's Modern Warfare.
The small, dedicated Splinter Cell fan base
With so much evidence to go on.
is not going to be happy necessarily, or aren't happy because they feel like it's Splinter Cell Modern Warfare, because it's not like the old Splinter Cell game.
And that's why I was excited.
Exactly. That's why
the rest of us are like, oh, it's not like the old. Oh, I might try that.
Yeah,
And I can assure you, it's very much still a Splinter Cell game.
Yeah.
So yes, don't lose your shit. I know Giant Bomb has a bet going on. That's what Henry told me. If somebody puts on some night vision goggles, and I'm not. Somebody lost a bet, is all I'm saying. Splinter Cell Conviction, but
with his on the run, no access to technology. Well, maybe a little bit of.
that isn't true. You know, he's going rogue, and he's. Yeah, I don't know how much people know.
What is this, enemy of the state?
He's going to infiltrate something, and it could be high level. There may be.
He may be convicted.
There may be equipment to pick up. Let's say that.
And he'll be tried and convicted of.
No.
Of,
turns out no. He's above the law.
Of goggling. Excessive goggling.
No, it turns out all he had to do was pre-order Modern Warfare 2. And I brought it all back. Bing, where's my stupid fucking comedy sound effect?
Yeah,
it's not important.
I need comedy horn. Where is it?
You want comedy horn?
I do.
I can't live without comedy horn.
Coming this fall.
This is all I have right now. I'll get it for you later. There's.
It's a good one.
I need more comedy horn.
You know what I miss is the Three Stooges. The woo.
That I can get you, I believe. But Splinter Cell is out. If you pre-order it from GameStop, you get right now. I think VIP. Well, you get a VIP beta access. That was just announced to Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
Oh, right.
VIP multiplayer beta access. I have no idea what that means. That's too many qualifiers. VIP. Well,
I guess they just send you a code and you get to play
I know. I'm
the Future Soldier.
I'm 80 billion% sure it just means multiplayer beta access.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
And
I like the VIP tacked on. We're going to a party tomorrow night, some of us, and the invite said it's just a game. And the invite said the most exclusive event of the year. You invited me, and it's the really?
Yeah, which
I didn't get invited.
I'm going.
It's Friday when this goes up, but Thursday night Konami had a event, and it's like super secret. No, what?
I got an email about it, and I'm nobody.
I've gotten 5 emails reminding me to please come.
I didn't get an email.
I have got nothing.
I'm nobody.
I never do.
But yeah, the GameStop VIP access. Only you and the 9 million people who
also,
shop
if you
at
reserve
GameStop.
it, you get a special suppressor shotgun. I'm sure most of you have seen the commercial for GameStop, and I love hate the GameStop commercials
because they use the game assets and make a commercial.
But yeah, this one they actually use Sam.
Sometimes it's almost interesting.
Yeah, sometimes it's like I'm just surprised and like, well, they're not using the real voice actors. This is definitely really Michael Ironside as Sam Fisher in this.
It's a neat thing. Like it's easy to be jaded by it, but
no, I'm just mad that like I wanted to do that first, and like they're millionaires and they can actually do it with the game assets.
I think it's a really cool.
Although I will say I'm disappointed that the suppressed shotgun did not sound exactly like the one in No Country for Old Men.
Oh, which one's that though?
Yeah, it's sort of like a.
All right, new sound effect to go grab.
With my mouth. What are you talking about? Fuck you.
That's Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Okay,
in a blender.
But the commercial is kind of funny. But I think Tyler pointed out to me. But you were crediting Reddit with this. It was missing one thing. It's missing one thing.
Hey, I called shotgun. No, I called it first.
You can't call it till you see the car. It's the rules.
I did see the car, moron.
Who you calling moron, jackass?
Sam Fisher!
Oh, I bet I know what it is.
Well, looks like I got shotgun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it was missing.
I believe Tyler. What the sound of his cocking his shotgun is basically taking off sunglasses at that point.
It is the firearm equivalent of taking your sunglasses.
Of course, in the real commercial, it just pauses and then goes, "Go to GameStop." No, that's not what that line deserves.
Go to GameStop right now.
I gotta say, I don't want a suppressor shotgun because part of the fun of shooting a shotgun in the game is the loud.
That's not in that game.
Not in
you
that.
got to be quiet.
I know you gotta be. I don't want no suppressor shotgun.
Hey, it doesn't matter. I got me a nice MP5 with a zoomable scope and a laser
Hey, what's
sight.
your suppressor shotgun gonna do to my
I don't want to use
Snorlax?
a mirror. I want to break some glass off a rear view mirror.
Hey, right. All right.
Look under a door or something.
Perfect.
Were you saying that the reviews are out for Dead or Alive
Yeah,
Paradise?
it
The game's out, right?
came out last week. Yeah.
What's it averaging?
It's averaging
I have
a
to know.
35, and the Destructoid from Jim Sterling is a 10, which there's no reason for this game. It's not fun to play. It's not sexually exciting. It's not anything. You're actually an idiot if you can orgasm while playing this. I will take him up on that.
The trailer did it for me, but here's what I've noticed. Advice, kids. Pornography should never be interactive.
Yeah.
It is something you watch.
Yeah.
And then when... dude, my friend had this DVD with Jenna Jameson. You control the angles and like this digital money shot whenever you were done. Totally off-putting.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, pornography is done when you are. So
Yes.
there's really no point in playing it. Then you have to kind of sit through a game and just
exactly.
Wait a minute.
It's like, wait, let me.
I don't need this much.
Let me get the cross media bar up. Exit game. Clean up.
Let me get. It's interactive.
Dirty
Let me guess.
Games are the worst.
My pants are around my ankles. I'm in my desk chair, and I'm aroused. I probably want to go straight to business. I don't want to have to play through. I don't want to have to grind through Pulse before.
A, you want to go straight to business. B, you don't want to have to keep a meter filled while you're trying to jerk off.
Well, that's why there's Paradise has the wank mode. It's the hands.
It is. If there's a peripheral cord I can put around my neck, so I can get that choke. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, kids, I do recommend that.
The autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then you can't see.
That's a good
You have
peripheral.
to be careful about it, so you make sure to tie it to something behind you, like a pole or a chair when you sit in it, and lean forward, so you can always lean back, and then you'll get. Can I call it orgasmic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
terrible
you just taught
joke.
a bunch of kids how to kill themselves while masturbating. Good job.
Good. I need
They
to.
didn't have this expert advice about leaning.
I'm really tired of no notoriety coming out of everything I say. If one kid jerks off and dies because of me,
Hey guys, drink 20 gallons of water. We'll give you a wee.
More power to me. My email's on.
Remember one of my friends drank a bunch of gallons of water for no reason, just so he could throw up in front of everybody at a party, and it was before would never drink at all, and it was like, it doesn't take a drunk, it takes an idiot. And he just kept guzzling water. I thought that was a funny
Did he
line.
throw up?
Oh yeah, we filmed it.
Did he just throw up water like
It's
like a geyser?
It's pure water, and then at some point it's just bile. It's just whatever's.
Oh.
It's just whatever's left.
That didn't feel good.
But that gallon of water is like 40 cents at the Casey's General Store.
So you have to guzzle it and throw up. How could you not?
Illinois, where water flows like water.
Dude, that's spring water. We got ponds. We got lakes. What do you want? Fresh water, not that salt water crap you got on the the coasts.
When the greater drought of 2020 hits,
Fuck, well,
you're gonna wish you still had that water.
I meant to say this before we started.
I'll watch him throw up and jerk off to the water coming out of his mouth. Be like, oh, that water.
I meant to say this before we started. I have a South Park Blu-ray DVD contest going up. Already a lot of entries, but it goes on till Sunday. I'm going to actually try and angle to see if we can get more.
How many do we have to give away?
Unfortunately, 3.
Whoa!
But
there's already a lot of comments.
But they've been really good to us, so I'm pretty sure I can convince them to give us more.
That'd be nice.
And Lizzie Cuevas is heading up a fucking, what is this, Xbox Live funeral?
It's the farewell to Xbox Live. All the
Goodbye.
old. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All the Xbox Live games like Halo 2, Crimson Skies, Star Wars Battlefront 2, all those servers are being shut down forever.
Forever.
On next Wednesday, well, this coming Wednesday.
So about 2 days before that happens, we're going to play the shit out of almost every... Yeah. I think she narrowed it down with basically just Halo 2.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring Crimson Skies.
Oh, I'm going to bring Crimson Skies.
And I'm going to play.
I haven't played it since 2003, so I have no idea if it holds up or if I'm even any good at it anymore.
Yeah.
But Monday night, we're going to be playing on 360. The 4 gamer tags, we'll probably post them on the site.
Yeah, please join us.
It's like Games Radar team, I think.
We'll post them on the
site.
We knew this had that, they can't keep these servers online forever. These are old Xbox games. But I'm actually kind of happy about it because I think you, Chris, were telling me that one of the reasons there's a 100 friend limit on Xbox Live is that it needs to be that way so Halo 2 still works.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was corroborated, but yeah, when Xbox Live the 360 first started, Halo 2 was still the most played multiplayer game on it. So it has to accommodate everything Halo 2 used to have.
Yeah. Right.
And the 100-player cap, which I think is like semi-unacceptable.
It's pretty irritating.
I mean, when you first had AIM, you had like hundreds of friends, like
how
random
many Twitter
people.
followers do I have?
Yeah, exactly.
I might want to play games with all of them.
I'm full already, but that should go without saying. But I mean, I wish there were more people on there because I love having the option of playing with a lot of people whenever I want to. So I hope that eliminates that variable.
Yeah, I hope they release an update that is affected by the fact that they're shutting down these servers. That'd be cool.
And have a kick-ass little funeral for that.
Yeah, so check out Monday night. We'll be playing.
This is almost a community cast because you guys are kind of providing us with all our content.
You gave us great stuff, and I missed this PM that I got from
a
reader.
And
it was a few days ago, and actually really cool. So this guy, our anonymous source, works at IMAX, and apparently, when you work at IMAX, what he does is he has to
optimize it. Well, it's a different aspect ratio.
I mean, he uses technical term I don't understand, but he converts it
shot by
for
shot
the IMAX
for IMAX.
For IMAX, and one of the movies he did was Prince of Persia. The thing is, he says usually they send them a copy that they can watch just for their enjoyment. This time they didn't, and when they do the conversion process, they see it without audio. So this guy's basically watched the Prince of Persia movie without audio.
I'm guessing a lot.
And so this is what?
I'm guessing he's watched it a lot.
Oh, yeah. So he knows every scene, and he wasn't too sure about it. But why don't I just read what he said? Usually,
this is an exclusive scoop.
Oh yeah, it is exclusive.
Exclusive.
I should have the HBO intro.
I know.
Totally. So this is what this person thinks about Prince of Persia without sound. Usually, even without sound, I can tell what's going on as I work on shots. But for this one, I have no idea what's happening. There's definitely a lot of sand, but the visuals are otherwise pretty bland. There's a lot of jumping and swinging various weapons, but virtually no blood or violence. Not surprising, I guess, given that it's Disney.
No, I wondered about that comment, because Disney was pirates, and I mean, there was not Pirates of the Caribbean, and there wasn't much blood in that either, but I mean...
But big body count.
It's got the highest body count. PG-13 history, maybe outside of Return of the King.
It could be violent without blood, and maybe that's what he's commenting on. There are a few big effect shots, but they're pretty few and far between. Despite its reported big budget, it doesn't feel as much as an event as Pirates of the Caribbean did. The costumes are cool, though. The one saving grace...
Put that on the poster.
I'd say the costumes are cool, though. Yeah. Right? The one saving grace I'd say the movie has is the hilarious-looking ostrich race that somehow sparks a huge sword fight. It's like the pod racing in Phantom Menace, but even less sensical. I've got to say, though, those ostriches really steal the show.
I love it, because Swiss Family Robinson, you know it's one of my favorite movies, the ostrich race.
When were the ostriches in
Racing.
Persia?
I don't know, but I love it because I can't wait to see the movie. Waiting the whole time for the scene where the ostrich race turns into a sword fight to find out what the fuck.
Or they could be emos. I mean, we don't know.
With the swept forward hair.
Yeah.
And the belts.
Yeah. And the pentagram belt buckles.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No.
Well, tell you what.
You want to see this movie later or what?
That's
Game
all
Radar Scoop.
That's all our anonymous source has to say. So it sounds like Prince of Persia is pretty much what we expected.
Yeah,
not a great movie, but hey, whatever, we'll see it.
Hey, not a great movie, but hey, whatever, we'll see it. It makes it fucking amazing by the standards of video game movies.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll say
that's
that.
true.
It's like all it has to be is mediocre to tolerable, and it'll be better than like 90% of the other video game movies.
Huge Max Payne fan, and I almost didn't see the movie because of what everyone said. I did, and I was obviously kind of disappointed, but
I was shocked at how fucking boring it was.
It was very boring.
That's what I think every game movie has been guilty of. They're all fucking boring.
Yeah.
They're incredibly boring.
I still love the first
It's just like the fact that I almost didn't see a movie for a game that I absolutely love.
Right.
Like, just goes to show how Prince of Persia actually, is probably pretty amazing for a game movie, considering I'm like, yeah, I'll see it.
I've developed an appreciation for Mortal Kombat, the movie. But I will say that you probably, at the time, you just loved Mortal Kombat.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it launched at the perfect time. Like they unlike Street Fighter, which was a horrible movie, and they rushed it out and it was bad. Like Mortal Kombat, at least came out when Mortal Kombat was still rising, and it was a vehicle to launch a bunch of soundtracks, and the soundtrack was just full of new industrial metal bands. It actually had special effects in it, unlike the Street Fighter movie, which had no special effects. Despite every character being able to throw projectiles, there were none. I don't know. The movies, I still think
Great soundtrack.
Yeah,
Oh,
the soundtrack
man.
is what
Oh,
opened
man.
me up to so many different bands. KMFDM, Orbital, Lords of Acid.
Sure.
So much good stuff.
Speaking of movies, another random community note, because they're providing this podcast. A couple of our listeners/readers, Keegster13 is one of them, are actually extras in the Scott Pilgrim movie, and I just thought that was kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Keegster said, he told me on Twitter that Michael Cera almost hit him with his car.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I'm just imagining Michael Cera I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Even with that trailer, he doesn't have the...
he doesn't have the Pilgrim attitude.
He doesn't have the zest.
He doesn't have the zest. I still get the, okay.
But that was when I was writing an article about the trailer, and Keegster told me, what I saw, of Sarah was that, he seemed pretty good. Maybe the trailer, I don't know. Maybe the trailer doesn't show it all.
I'll bet that, off screen, Michael Cera is a total asshole, that he, almost hit the guy with his car, and then he, got it. What the fuck are you doing to my car? You almost scratch it, you fucking moron!
When does that movie come out? Who
the fuck walks on a sidewalk?
That movie will be out in August, along with the game.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, definitely want to see that.
Yeah, no.
I was
skeptical.
Comes out slightly before.
I know everyone loves The Pilgrim. I picked up a book at Chris's, like the third one or something, and started reading. I'm like, this is stupid. I don't get this. And then posted on Twitter yeah, I didn't get Scott Pilgrim. I picked up, and then Pillowfort, who's I think he's Sarcastic Gamer writes for, who I'm always talking to, said, yeah, no, it's impenetrable. You can't just pick it up from the third one.
Yeah, you gotta start at the beginning.
So I was like, okay, fine. Went to Borders, picked up that. I like this.
Oh, it's so.
I was wrong.
It is the epitome of charming.
So go read Scott Pilgrim. It's actually I was skeptical and I loved it.
Scott Pilgrim, that's a title Wild. Recommend.
It is.
I'm out of sound effects.
You should have a whole new list. Third row.
No. Okay. All right.
Fifth from the right.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
All right, one below that.
One below that?
Yeah.
All right. I'm out of stuff for this, but we got a fucking jam-packed community segment.
Oh,
we do.
Go
for
very
it. Go
briefly, slight bit of news that came out today. Hopefully it hasn't been debunked or whatever by the time this goes up, but it's heavily leaked that, a source leaked that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is definitely happening, and it's the same guy who in the Shoryuken forums, SRK, revealed the Super Street Fighter 4 fight like roster and was right and was banned, and like it's the same guy.
He's like Capcom's Deep Throat. You know,
I suppose apparently. I mean, I was trying to look back, but
and Captivate's coming up,
and Captivate, which is where I will be next week, so I won't be on the podcast next week.
You know, Capcom has said there's a big announcement coming. So
yeah, and I mean it's next week.
It makes sense.
I'll be there. They're going to probably show us the games they've already got slated, like Super 4, which is out in a couple weeks anyway, Dead Rising 2, Lost Planet 2, and they'll definitely announce something. MVC 3 seems very likely, and if this guy is to be believed, which the last time he was dead on, it seems like that's what they'll announce. Which someone told me. I mean, it doesn't take an idiot to put. It doesn't take a genius. Let's say that. It doesn't take a genius to put two and two
together.
They
wanted to make a third one.
They wanted to make a third one. The second one came out last year on Xbox Live, sold extremely well. Marvel's is in a much better place than it was in 2000.
Yeah.
Capcom's doing great. It makes perfect sense for them to do this. And I mean, someone told me last year that we're working on a third one. It's a lot of lawyers.
You know, you guys know I know Disney, and from what I know about the newish Disney company, they're willing to take a hit financially at the benefit of fans.
Perceived coolness.
Yes, for perceived coolness, exactly. Yeah. And whereas maybe Marvel wasn't about to do that, but now Disney's. Yeah. They definitely want to give you all the Marvel they can.
Yeah.
And so it's a really good place for
Capcom's willing to do that. I mean,
I think Marvel maybe realized that after when Capcom had the license, good shit came out of it. When EA had it, they got Rise of the Imperfects, which was garbage. When Activision had it, it's very middling. Sometimes it's okay.
It was really good at first. Like the first couple Spider-Man games were amazing.
The first one was terrible. The second one was the good one.
They had as many good as they've had bad.
Possibly.
About.
Well, for Spider-Man, maybe. Yeah. But, I mean, just in general, like, X-Men games have all been shit.
That is true.
Except the last one, which was okay. The Wolverine one, which wasn't terrible by it. Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but it's kind of like, well, I think Capcom knows what they're doing with the Marvel license, and I'm betting Marvel has noticed that at this point. Like, hey, look what Capcom did. They got a lifelong following from making 2 games with our license.
Just like a little sit down in the Disney room, like, well, what worked?
Yeah.
What do people like? How do we keep this strong? Capcom games have done very well. Yeah. Just do that. Well, you don't understand with money and tied up, and no, just do it.
Yeah,
just do it now.
It's like, is there like undying fandom for Spider-Man: Web of Shadows? Oh. No, even though I love the game, I'm not like lining up to buy merchandise of it.
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3, day one, I will be there. So hopefully that's not. Hopefully that actually happens. But
semi-unrelated. I've actually been impressed lately about games based on movies based on comics. They're getting better, you know. I feel like maybe some of the last Transformers game was surprisingly decent.
It was decent, yeah.
And the
new one, hate the movies so much, but the game
one is not based on the movies, right? It's going a little more canon.
It's more, it's proper toy canon.
And like okay. But according to like our own preview on our site, by I think Justin Towell, like it actually looks pretty cool.
I mean, I saw it and I wrote a whole preview and then realized he had written one and posted it about 4 hours before I did.
What did you think when you saw it?
I thought it looked if you like Transformers, that game is going to speak directly to you.
I'm used to immediately dismissing any game based on an existing franchise in another medium, but they're starting to kind of get me. I'm like, I kind of want to go back and play Web of Shadows now in anticipation.
Sorry.
I don't know what that was.
Sorry.
It's interesting that you bring that up because
Shattered Dimensions looks cool.
Unrelated to Marvel, like I wrote a story yesterday about the Clash of the Titans game and how it's like this might not actually suck, and so it's like, you know, we come at all these from a standpoint of, oh god, this looks terrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, you know, there might be reasons why it's not terrible. Hold on. And I noticed that Cheburaksh, one of our regular commenters, was like, every time a licensed game comes out, you guys run something about how it's not going to suck. And the worst one was your Transformers is going to be the next Team Fortress 2 thing.
Okay.
A rather sensational headline, I admit.
That's true.
Yes.
Well, who the fuck said that?
Well, we get excited too. But that's okay.
Someone else suggested it, though.
I would love to live in a world where our primary criticism of licensed games is that this is too short.
Yeah, no. We're trying not to be cynical. That's what we're doing when we do those.
It's very easy to go, it's going to suck. It's going to suck.
Yeah,
it's going to be.
It comes from a place of cynicism.
Yeah.
It does, because we kind of know they usually suck.
It's like, we know this looks like it sucks. Our readers are probably ignoring it because they think it sucks. But hey, look, there's a reason that it might be decent. So
there's always because Because right
start
now,
paying attention
you know, we don't have
that hope.
We don't have the knowledge that this new Transformers game. We don't know anything about the multiplayer, but the team working on it is known for multiplayer. So there's a chance it could be good, but probably not.
Like, I'm super skeptical about the Medal of Honor single player.
Oh,
but I know the multiplayer is being developed by DICE. DICE made Bad Company 2, and everyone seems to love that shit.
Yep.
And so, you know, I'm excited.
It's so funny that we're going to
Could
watch
be
Medal
really
of
cool.
Honor overtake Call of Duty, which overtook Medal of Honor.
I know.
By doing the same thing.
I
to
was a
Medal
Medal of Honor fan, and then Call of Duty came out. I tried it. I didn't like it. I was like, Medal of Honor is the shit. And then years and years and years later,
Right,
COD4 comes out, and I'm like, holy shit, Medal of Honor sucks.
Yeah.
And now Medal of Honor is going to overtake it again. Well,
they
I
did
say
the right
that.
thing.
I don't know, but it might.
They did the right thing. They took like 2 years off, maybe 3.
Medal of Honor?
Yeah, they
yeah,
took some
the
time off.
parachuting one. What was
it's
that?
airborne. I would say a while, but there were a couple.
More like air boring.
Oh my God!
Now, the best thing I can say about Airborne was that's the thing where Joe and I got to shoot guns in the desert.
Oh, yeah,
that was a
cool.
lot of fun.
And that was 06.
So buy it on that recommendation.
That was 06. I remember.
So
they
it's like
just
they've
started working here.
taken almost, if I'm not mistaken, that was 06.
Okay.
But minimum 3 years off. Like
You know
that's
what?
what you.
There
need
were
to
still
do.
some Vanguards and some Heroes.
Yeah,
and
but
some shit here and there.
They haven't released.
That was like Wii stuff. I don't consider
Oh,
that main
the
Call of Duty
Wii and
stuff.
PSP stuff.
That doesn't count. They haven't
Heroes
released
was-
a landmark game.
Yeah.
They're not Activision with the yearly release schedule that every game must have,
Yeah.
which is so
But
fucking
they
irritating.
Because they promised they wouldn't do that with Skate, and they've done it.
Okay, you're
they do
right.
it every
Yeah.
time.
Well,
Skate looks exactly
Yeah,
the same.
meanwhile, we have a preview of Skate that is.
Oh, excuse me, Skate 3. is
Skate
awesome.
3, which I haven't read it. I imagine it's identical to a preview of Skate 2. Like,
Only now there's more manuals.
Well, it probably says there's more, which is probably what Skate 2 previews also said.
Which is what they
It's
added.
just- it's the
Which is
same
what
game.
every Tony Hawk preview was. There's more.
No, I don't even.
I want less. God damn it!
Now you can flick the right thumbstick in 2 different directions.
I don't even want to follow this conversation in this direction.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Skate 2, you get off your board. That ruined Tony Hawk,
Yes.
and you're doing it your
Yeah.
second game. All right.
Well, what ruined Tony Hawk is not only could you get off your board, but you could also drive cars that drove like shit.
Oh my God, that is so
Like, this
embarrassing.
isn't just a skating game; it's an experience.
If a game could have a behind the music, the driving sequences in Tony Hawk, will be like, oh, what was I thinking?
Trying to beat GTA, man.
I was doing a lot of coke at the time.
I was licking so many frogs. I don't know what. It just came up with the
I
idea.
think I worked on Dave Mira for a while, and then I just wrote some code, and it went into
man,
aggressive inline. Man, did you play that?
The parkour you learn from an ornery Frenchman just seemed like such a good idea.
What was the worst of those spin-offs, though?
I
Like
was
Johnny
so
Mosley, Mad
high.
Tricks, the skiing game, and aggressive inline, the skating, the inline skates.
Well, there was the
Wasn't Aggressive
wakeboarding
Inline?
Unleashed.
Yeah, wasn't Aggressive Inline the one where you could adjust the girls' tit sizes, or did they
Fuck.
take that
I
out?
don't know.
Oh, that was
Oh,
bad.
don't forget Razor Freestyle Scooter.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh,
I
Christ.
used that in an article at some point.
That came out while I worked here.
God, that's bad.
That came out on Dreamcast in 2000.
I was developing a game on that engine that just involved moon shoes. It would have been fucking awesome.
I was so pissed when I found, even at the age of 10, I was too big for moon shoes.
Well, all I got to say is pogo ball is what they call it.
Yeah, that was even
All right.
worse.
Oh, I never had moon shoes.
I had a shitty pogo ball knockoff.
I had a Lolo ball.
I had Lolo Ball too.
Yeah, it was
Gonna start the Lolo Ball Brotherhood over here.
No, no, I'm
you guys
afraid
had
not.
fun.
that thing. But that thing is like perfect leg.
terrible.
It's perfect leg exercise. The
you
pogo
guys.
ball, not the Lolo ball.
Yeah, Lolo Ball never worked.
No, it didn't work.
Well,
at all.
everyone was rollerblading. I still had the skates that you strapped onto your normal shoes, like with 4 wheels. And I was like,
where you're not even skating.
The kind you couldn't get off without a key.
probably.
You're not even skating. You're literally walking on wheels. Look, clop, clop, clop.
Everyone else is like, I got a blade on my foot, a blade of wheels.
All right, this is supposed to be short.
And also about video games.
About video games.
Nothing happened this week.
Let's cut this short. We're gonna get into our community segment.
Got a lot of community.
Yeah, a lot of community stuff. A lot of cool community stuff. I wanted to do something special for the question of the week this week.
Oh, really?
Well, for the question of the week last week. Whatever. Yeah, stay with us. We will be rewarded. Hey, there's my chimp sound.
Yay.
This is Kevin Murphy from Riftrex, and you're listening to Talk Radar.
All right, this is the final round of the Games Radar Spelling Bee. Darth Vader, your word is Talk Radar.
As you wish.
Brett Elston, use it in a sentence.
I swear to God, I've never laughed so hard as I did when listening to Talk Radar 15.
TALC.
Sorry.
Go to gamesradar.com.
Hey, does anybody want to listen to the rest of this motherfucking podcast? Yeah!
Yeah, and she doesn't sound anything like that. So I'm like, she sounds Australian. What the fuck is
She does not sound Australian. That's fucking bullshit.
That's
I know accent. She's doing British, and Fang is for sure unbelievably 100% Australian. Nah.
I get Vanilla's totally Australian.
No. Someday, if I can ever figure out the words to describe it, we'll have a debate because that's wrong. But
well, I don't think so.
Fuck Rock Band this week.
Really?
Yes, because we got Dr. Horrible music from Dr. Octorock, and it's a bunch of alternative Switchfoot and fucking.
Which, by the way, why
not
I interrupted,
Switchfoot, man?
Why I interrupted Chris earlier, and then he got all pissy, is because in the article about the Dr. Horrible thing, someone was literally in the comments was like, "This looks like a cool game." It's a YouTube video made to look like a. Anyway, continue.
It's not a real game. You can't play it.
All right.
Play it.
All right, I'm going to try and pull some game deals out of my ass.
We've done lots of game deals, haven't we?
Yeah, I know. I didn't really collect many today. I see that Amazon has Left 4 Dead 2 on PC for $20 and 360 for $27. That's including shipping.
That's cool.
Yeah,
but apparently GTA multiplayer is more popular than Left 4
That
Dead
is
2
that was weird.
Yeah, Xbox Live.
But then that's based across 3 games.
Yeah,
sort of.
True.
Sort of.
Kinda, yeah. And it's also just like time spent online. So like Mass Effect shows up in that list.
Yeah.
Amazon's also got Shin Megami Tensei Persona PSP 1727. It's a good deal on a great game. We also have a Newegg. Newegg also has the Left 4 Dead on the cheap, and
the what is it? The Crossing? The Calling?
Mm-hmm. Comes out soon, right?
The
Passing.
The Passing.
Someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
And that's on its way. So I mean, if you don't have Left 4 Dead 1 or 2, now's the time.
Tyler had an article about that on Games Radar,
predicting who would die.
Lewis.
Yeah, we were like, it's got to be Lewis.
It's got to be Lewis because all he does is make mistakes.
Yeah,
even in the movies, the trailers.
In the brief cinematic in the beginning of the game, he's the only one that's fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes sense.
He's always about to die.
I can't imagine they'll kill Zoe because she's the girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bill and Francis both have a bunch of great quotes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I
like that they're doing it. They're creating a canon, and they're just being like, "No, this is a zombie invasion. Someone dies." Like,
I love that a movie that takes place across several movies, like
I like that.
Tekken 6 with a wireless fight stick for $360, $59.99 on Newegg. Newegg also has a bunch of cheap shit. Always.
I feel like our game deal segment should be like Newegg,
Newegg,
and then the other stuff.
Carries a lot of cheap shit, and it's usually with free shipping. I see Sega Rally Revo for $7.99, Stormrise for $7.99. They always have a bunch of other stuff there too.
I'm selling 3 Invaders M DVDs on eBay for a very fair price.
Plug that. Brett Elston will touch them if you bid high.
Wow, no one took those for free, huh? When you put
I held them out because they're worth money.
Yeah, they are. You know, I like that series.
They're out of print, man.
I like the Velasquez.
Yeah, I think that they're great.
Or Vasquez.
Vasquez. Wait, how do you say his name, Michael? You corrected me on this. Jonan?
No,
Jonan.
is it Jonan when they premiered Invader Zim on Nickelodeon, the hosts of Kablam or whatever the fuck that show is called pronounced Jonan Vasquez.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Honan.
Is it Honan?
And obviously...
I used to pronounce it Yonan, which is probably really
wrong. I was a big fan of Squee, back in the day when I was more emo.
Obviously, that was Game Deals.
Right. Which, by the way, if you're looking at our website, which is now in its new form, I think we're trying to do, as often as possible, a little article on Game Deals.
Wow, that
Look
really...
at it. Scroll down.
Oh, I thought you were going to plug your Tetris thing.
Oh, yeah. So I wrote this little thing today, which is kind of dumb. There's this new application on Facebook where you can include one of your profile pictures, and it will on the 9th.
It's Friday.
Well, today will be included in a giant Tetris board as part of a Tetris block. But anyway, I signed up for it so I can get a screenshot for the article, and no one seemed to notice except for one person on Twitter that in my message I wrote, "I have an L-shaped boner," and nobody commented on that. And I feel like you guys need to be commenting and looking deeply into our articles. But
No,
there's also
don't.
in the screenshot, there's this red text that you can't quite make out, which is it saying our filter will not allow you to post this.
Oh, Easter eggy.
But that's all. I think it's kind of cool.
Go through
actually.
Games Radar and click older stories 4 or 5 times and you
Yeah.
can see what we've been doing all week.
There's a lot of stupid stuff that kind
It's
of
a
gets
stream.
passed
It's like when you
over.
go to Kotaku or Joystick. Just
Yeah.
click back and look. If you don't come for a couple days,
Yeah, put something cool up that's
seriously
And if you-
timeless and that we... Did I break the Little Big Planet ripoff on the iPhone?
Yeah, that was cool.
Is it not exactly the same?
It is.
It looks like they
stole
rounded
it.
the edges of Sackboy's head, turned him blue and orange.
and if you could maybe just hit F5 and refresh the page a few times while you're there, that'd be
20
great.
to write a script, okay?
Set it as your homepage.
That just auto refreshes Games Radar.
Or you can just,
But I'm serious.
write me a check so I can buy my cat some food.
I know we've already talked about this, but a lot of people were complaining, oh, you're just going to be doing news and writing press
Nope.
releases. You look through this, some of this stuff is
We've been trying
really
not to do
silly.
that.
We're purposely not going, here's a thing.
This is about more of us, more of our personality. We've been posting some YouTube videos that I think are hilarious. Chris played the iPad in the bathroom. We
Worked
unboxed-
amazingly, the
It
iPad
did,
in the
actually.
bathroom.
You were really
I struggled
good at
a
it.
lot at my desk.
He was playing Need for Speed Shipped backwards because it was in a mirror, and
If you look at that article, the screenshot is the car standing completely vertical.
Yeah,
the car is completely vertical.
I tried
with the rest
playing
of
it.
the
It was
screen.
terrible. You can't play that
It's-
shit.
I don't know. It's not that it was terrible. It's just I didn't realize. Oh, it requires you to hold it about 4 feet from your chest
Yeah.
to really understand it. The iPad is not gonna. I wrote that in an article, and our president retweeted it. The iPad and iPod and
not gonna
iTunes are
revolutionize.
revolutionizing games the same way that television revolutionized movies. Not at all. It dumbs them down for a long time until
Right.
it figures out its
It's a
own
new
footing.
distribution platform.
Yes.
That's all. And we were talking today about what was it? HP, I think, is coming out with a new tablet similar to the iPad, running Windows 7. So theoretically, I could put Photoshop on it. I could download Steam and play Steam games on it. Versus Apple's restrictive. You got to use the App Store if you want anything. So, Apple. That's what they do. People like it. I don't.
All true.
The end.
Community segment time. What's a good sound effect? No, I can't use that again.
That's not good.
I have a lot of good sound effects here. What was our question of the week last week? Does anybody in this room recall? I feel like I was derelict in my duties for coming back on your responses to what was your question 78. What book would you like to see made into a game? And last week's question of the week was, what game have you proudly 100%ed?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And what I tried to do to make up for last week is I grabbed a bunch of responses, and I am going to play you a completion noise from the game that you stated.
Oh, wow. That's very thorough.
It's not looking at this list. It's not as thorough as you think, but it did take.
I take the compliment back.
It
Fuck you.
did take. It did take a while. Obviously, this would take a while.
Yes,
I
it
hate
would.
that about the cast. I'm like work all day for something that lasts.
No, I know exactly
4.5
what you mean.
minutes.
Like when the few that I've edited, I'd be like, I'd spend 4 hours editing this thing that's 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen to this. Yeah, it sounds all right, I guess.
You guys
No, it took 4 hours.
You guys want to talk more about it? So what I did, yes, is you said games that you proudly finished 100% because it's actually, as we get older, it's getting rarer and rarer. I apologize to people who finished more recent games. A fuck ton of people said Modern Warfare and Arkham Asylum. I just didn't have it. Not only did I not have it, I didn't know what's an Arkham Asylum completion noise at the top of your head. Like
sound, I don't know.
All old games have like fanfares,
right? The sound of picking up those Riddler trophies.
Yeah, that. Well, you know, couldn't find it.
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
that one. Let's do this. What game have you completed 100%? Caterparrot said Super Mario 64.
Hey,
yeah.
It's my text message noise.
Yeah. Soapy said Super Mario World.
Yeah, man, I like this already.
See? Hopefully this will reward a lot of people. If you actually stated this, I hope I'm fulfilling like some kind of what's below a dream.
Wish.
Wish. I'm fulfilling a wish.
Desire.
Asher said Banjo-Kazooie.
I know this one.
Why is this taking so long? This is the end of the game.
Banjo.
Get it?
You get it?
I get it.
Right.
I really do. His name is Banjo.
David Wise did a good job.
He loves his nuts and bolts.
What happened here? Ventager, I had Resident Evil 2, but it broke. Gersnort said Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Whoa. Woo! That's when you get a pendant?
Awesome. Yeah. I feel like I just accomplished something.
This is a game series that I don't think Soundwise has ever been on the podcast. Impotent said Crash Bandicoot.
I have to admit, I've never played any Crash or any Spyro.
Not even the first game?
I played a demo of the first Crash on one of those PlayStation Underground discs.
I played the first. I thought the second one was great.
Yeah, the first and second I loved.
I was, as you may have guessed, I was a huge Nintendo snob.
So was I. But
even though I had a PlayStation, I was like, "Fuck your stupid mascot."
Yeah.
So no, I was kind of the same way because most of what Sony had, like, well, I don't want to be a car.
Yeah, I mean, and Sony's stuff like felt too forced. Like, we need a mascot, guys. Bandicoot, right? It's like, shut up.
How quickly he left. Fanboy Hunter, 100% completion, and this is a tough one. Mega Man X.
That's a good one.
Especially if you got that. Yeah. Bam. I hope this is not Antista's Blood, said Donkey Kong Country. Yeah. Flying MX said BioShock. Yeah. Garfunkling said Mario Kart.
Ba-doom, 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 boom.
Just the Bowbreaker said Jack and Daxter. Who else do we have? Enlarged House Cat said Kirby's Air Ride.
Somebody played that.
Yeah. Someone had an A button. Creative Assassin said Final Fantasy 2/4.
It is very specific. That takes me back.
Yeah. And new users, I only had a couple of them. Whoops-a-daisy. Well, I recorded some. I lost some. It's been a hard week. New users, HUD4567 said Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which I didn't have, but any Castlevania sound will do.
it's exactly the same.
And who else do we have? Other new users this week. I actually think, did I write this down? I didn't want your wife to say it when she read it. Cumin, my brown eye.
Right. Careful.
I believe is how you say it. Dildo Faggins.
I would have had to punch that piece of paper in the face if that hadn't happened.
Yeah, they're all kind of bad this week. Dildo Faggins, Onyx Oblivion, Big Gay Homo is also signed up.
Jesus Christ!
Signed up for an account on GamesRadar.com/forums.
At least we know where he is.
Blow Pop Ejaculation.
Jesus Christ!
B.A. Baracus 1983. My mom won't stop playing with my Wii. Julie Peasgood made her first appearance on the forum.
That's nice she signed up.
Otherwise known as Dumb Broad on my soundboard. My robot vagina can play Rock Band. He's here. Panther Modern, which I love that name. I don't know why. Panther Modern. Norwegian King of Names finally made his appearance. Captau, Convoy, and Black Bane. New users.
I think that's great.
That's fantastic.
No, I mean, do you want to do your thing now? Wait, and Captain Spatula may or may not be a new user. Game, 100% completion. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius
Whoa.
on GameCube.
Boring. Really? That was the Jimmy Neutron completion noise.
Yeah.
They licensed the Simpsons stuff and
I
everything.
know. And Mario 2's Death Noise.
And wow, they had the foresight to get our voices in there?
Yeah.
Damn.
Just because for lack of preparedness, I grabbed one dream from user Top Hat. Top Hat. Ooh, it's dream time. What's a good dream sound effect?
And this was months ago that we did dream
I
analysis.
know, I really liked it, but then I
fun.
couldn't discern what was fake and what people just wanted me to read, what was real and what people wanted me to read on the air.
Yeah.
And this one definitely sounds real. So Top Hat says, so I've been having a recurring dream, and I couldn't think of anyone more fit to break it down than the King of Norway. I am not the King of Norway. It always starts out the same, me running with the cops. Running from the cops with Heather from Silent Hill 3, which is his second favorite game, deeply flawed. He still loves it.
So he's a pedophile.
Okay. So anyway, while we're running, I get shot and scream, "I'm sorry," to which she responds, "We need to get out of here." We vault a fence and run down a steep hill to a sewage pipe. The dream stops as I jump into the sewage and feel extremely cold and afraid. That's it.
What does that mean?
Well, like we said before with dreams, your dreams will usually present to you anxieties in the forms of things you like.
Does it mean you're like really, really wanting a girl to come save you?
Maybe it feels like I'm more worried because it maybe sounds like he's not capable of saving himself. He's completely dependent on somebody else.
Yeah, kind of like he can't find happiness in himself. He can't find happiness within, so he needs to look without.
I'm not trying to be misogynistic, but this is someone physically weaker than him that has to pull him through.
Yeah, and the apologizing to her for getting shot. He's apologizing for something he didn't do. That sounds low self-esteem.
You're in danger, Top Hat.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
I love game-based dreams. That's okay. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Elston.
I had a dream over the weekend.
Oh.
I was clubbed to death by shirtless barbarians on horseback.
No, Elston.
Shirtless barbarians.
Yeah, it was dudes with no shirts, riding. It was Marcus Phoenix. In a G.I. Joe...
Riding a resonator.
Yeah, and I woke up like, huh. Well,
it's weird. We haven't talked about dreams in a while. I had a dream.
Go for it.
It was weird, too. It wasn't necessarily video game related, but I remember feeling like it was a video game when I dreamed it. It was me and my girlfriend. We were like in space, orbiting Earth, not wearing spacesuits, but we were okay. Like, that didn't seem to matter.
So it's 2001.
Like, I noticed that, but it didn't matter. We could breathe. And we're hopping around, like, on the moon, just kind of, like, hopping around, low gravity, whatever. We're having fun. And then I remember thinking, like, shit, we have to get back to Earth. What are we going to do? And then I kind of realized that we can just hop, we can jump as hard as we can, get back to Earth.
Maybe.
But we do. Well, the thing is, I do. I don't know where she goes. She's off on the moon in space somewhere. I get back to Earth, crash into Earth, and I'm just sort of lying there, and there's a war going on. And I realize that's why we were on the moon. We wanted to get away from this war. And there's just like people fighting each other, and I'm just kind of lying there pretending to be dead so that they ignore me. So I'm just like, I shouldn't be here. I was just on the moon. I was having a good time.
I can go. Do we want to talk about this?
I mean, if you want to analyze it, go ahead. But I remember thinking kind of like, this is a video game, it's okay, but I'm just going to lie here, play dead.
You might be playing it when you go play with your girlfriend, everything is all fun and dandy.
Yeah, jumping on the moon.
The further you jump on the moon with her, the further you get from Earth. And by the time you get back, you feel things will be unrecognizable.
Right. No, I don't know, maybe.
Maybe. Well, that could be your fear.
Could be. Did
we say Tyler's girlfriend is a vampire? This is very important.
She is a vampire. This, that relates to the dream, and I should have, expressed that.
I thought vampires were afraid of the moon. I read a lot of Anne Rice, though.
She's all right with the moon.
Okay.
Well,
I think it's somebody telling you to go see Twilight New Moon.
Oh my God! Why did I not interpret this as clever marketing?
Dude, wait a minute. What if a werewolf was on the moon?
Oh my God!
Does he always werewolf?
Oh, what if he's on the dark side though?
I know,
what if it was like a werewolf astronaut?
Wait, does he only become a werewolf when it's a full Earth?
He'd become a welfwer.
These are all great questions.
I did have like when I told that dream about the CGI Tom Cruise throwing glasses in my face and they explode.
I have a moon werewolf.
I said I had another dream, and then I think Turbo in the forums called out the fact that I said I had a second one and I never mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
So I could go ahead and do that.
Let's do this.
It's
fun. I like this.
It's vaguely game related, but this is the first. I don't remember what podcast it was where I revealed the dream that to me was the most fucked up dream.
The Hulk
ever.
one?
No. Well, the Hulk one is one I was going to say because I don't think I've ever told it on the podcast.
Really?
Unless I have.
I don't think he
Does that sound familiar?
The one in the dorm?
It's a hotel about the Hulk.
I thought we did this one.
Yeah,
I know
everyone's forgotten if you have. So
I feel like I've told you, but I feel
No,
like
I thought we did it on the air.
we did my other one where with the CBS logo that turns into a bat. And
Was that in a dorm room?
that was in a dorm room, but it was with a girl.
Yes, okay.
Looking
that
for a
one you did.
cat.
That we did.
And
Let's
then
do
Alan
this one.
Keyes came up like the T-1000
Yes.
out of the swamp. Fucking made no sense, and I woke up there like, what? But this other one, I'm in a hotel, and I'm in a hotel room, typical hotel room, and all of a sudden I hear this loud commotion, like rustling, and people like, the sounds of like commotion and yelling and screaming and kind of like a chaos. You're looking for a sound.
I don't think I have one.
So I can tell something's happening.
That was not the right sound, Elson.
Damn it,
Keep going.
you're ruining the mood. So there's clearly something going on in the hallway of this hotel. And I open the door, and there's people just like running. They're running down the hall. What I know in my mind is towards the exit. People are trying to get out of the hotel. And I run down, and I get to the lobby, and the Hulk is standing in the lobby. And this very official-looking man in a suit is like yelling at the Hulk, like wagging his finger at him, like, "Hulk, tell me you didn't break the seal down there." And the Hulk's like, "Oh yeah, Hulk smash," like very matter of fact, like yeah. Hulk, it's just the phrase Hulk smash.
Hulk
and then
smash.
apparently what was down there was aliens, as in James Cameron aliens. So now I'm like, and I run to his fucking I run back to the room. Why I run back to the room instead of out the door, I don't know. But I run back to the room and hide in the closet. And then the fucking James Cameron xenomorph alien
robot thing
is in the room, like walking around with that creepy fucking spindly shit with the tail and the heads looking around, and it just looks like when a mind can animate something like that, and it looks as good as you can imagine it. It's like the most scared I've been in a dream in my life. Like when you really think how scary those fucking things are.
Yeah, pretty scary.
Like just watch Ridley Scott, Alien. Like that thing in a room looking for you, and then I wake up before it kills me or whatever.
You know what the most interesting thing in that dream might be?
The Hulk.
The hotel.
The hotel.
The
Why?
hotel, because hotels have a shroud of security to them.
I suppose.
And after the security breaks down, which happens to be the Hulk.
Yes.
The rest of your
Hulk was the action of breaking the security. He smashed.
The rest of your interests bombard you.
Well, maybe.
No, I find it interesting that
the hotel
Hulk,
room was your sanctity,
Yeah.
and the Hulk broke it.
But I find it interesting that the Hulk
the strongest there is.
I find it interesting that they never did a Hulk versus aliens crossover.
Yeah,
oh my
really?
God!
Come on.
Rip, Al, hurt.
It couldn't break through his skin.
You don't think so?
No.
It wouldn't even hurt. Wouldn't sizzle.
It would lay an egg, and then that egg would die inside.
It wouldn't sizzle though when the blood hits him.
No sizzle.
No.
I would love for the egg to explode out his chest and he survives, but there's like an alien Hulk hybrid. Running
Oh
around.
my God, that would be awesome.
That would be so cool.
They would do that if they did.
If the alien gets angry, you wouldn't like the alien if he gets angry.
Well, if it gestated inside of him, he would gain the attributes of the Hulk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible it could survive long
But he
enough
would still look like a dick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is intentional.
Right.
Go
Yeah,
look up your
awesome.
go look up your Giger.
I find it interesting that the Hulk, the source of the chaos, was so matter of fact about it.
Yeah.
Because, the Hulk is a symbol of aggression and,
Yeah.
and crazy.
He's completely calm.
He's very matter of fact about his.
But all these are
sanity.
symbols of aggression, and also,
Right. But why is the aggression so calculated?
well, I don't know if it's calculated
it's like
or
Hulk went
if,
down
if,
there and was like, "Oh yeah, this is
if
what I
it's-
got to break."
if it's Brett's interest, his security blankets, his go-to, his cove, turning on him.
Yeah.
Maybe this was 6 years ago, so I don't
Oh
know.
no! Oh no!
I don't know if it really.
What were you doing at the time? Were
I
you
was
a cool guy? Were you dipping your wick?
I was dipping the wick. I was at ABC. I had graduated college.
So you were doing
I
fine.
was maybe cock of the walk. I don't know.
Okay.
How does that work? What are you cock of the walk? No, I wasn't. I was not cock as well.
It's just weird because it's all the things that you would have escaped into. These are all things that I think are very much synonymous with Brett, and they all turned against you.
Yeah, I'm always talking about the aliens.
Well,
I think you're very much big on aliens. What aliens represents is who you are.
Right.
We very often relate dreams to an idea of transition in your life, and
maybe
okay,
it
you graduated college.
It definitely was a transitionary period for sure.
Maybe the things of the past are now turning against you because
we had a giant fight with my girlfriend over look, I don't know how to tell you this, but Final Fantasy 13 just came out. This is going to take a while.
Yeah.
I don't want to go see Chelsea Handler tonight.
You just didn't want to go see Chelsea Handler because I told you she was shit.
You guys all laughed at me, and she was fine. Her audience are the enemies of humor. All they did was yell her punchlines back at her.
That sucks.
And then yell things from her show like Chewie. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Chewie's this little guy she has on the show all the time.
She said he was dead. I don't know what that meant.
I haven't had cable.
Shut up.
But she had to tell her audience to shut up. I've seen a lot of stand-up.
Yeah.
None of the people in the audience, and my girlfriend was like, this is really proving that women have no sense of humor. She felt guilty. Not Heidi, not her girlfriend, not all women, just Chelsea Handler's audience has no sense of humor. And she's talking about masturbation, and then ew, I can't believe you just said that. I would never talk about it. And just conversations that would break out in the middle of a performance. I can't imagine it. Would you shut the fuck up and let the person you came here to see talk?
Oh my god! That's why it's a joke.
I know.
You dumb fuck.
Literally turning to a person the second after a punchline, that is so out there. Oh my god!
Why do you go see comedy?
Why would you go see comedy?
Yeah, why would you go see comedy?
How do you?
I hope they would bring out a prop that was half tissue box and half beer bottle.
Wait a minute.
That's not just the two things I'm looking at right now.
God. This comedian known for being edgy just said something about masturbation.
And a lot of, oh my god, I can't believe he just went there. When I'll walk out of comedy shows being like, man, I can't believe this guy didn't go there.
Didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't believe he only talked about fisting kittens.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
The hell?
Exactly. When the fuck do you turn them into Muppets?
So,
that's what I want to be
the
around
Star
for.
Wars character Kit Fisto?
I forget what we were talking about. Oh, you were talking about Final Fantasy.
I was
playing it and
no.
telling your girlfriend.
Oh no, just trying to reason with her that I got to do this. I've been waiting 10 years. This is going to take a long time. I want a day, and she's like, okay, that's cool. And tone in your voice tells me this is not cool at all. And if I go hang out with you right now, I'm going to resent you. And she knew that, and I don't know. It was it was instantly it didn't mix. I needed to play this for 8 hours the first day, and I couldn't fucking do it.
But it's hard to go see the comedy vacuum with your wife. Or with your girlfriend.
With my girlfriend. Yes. Jesus. With my girlfriend. Okay, I'm going to take this depressing angle and turn it over to Captain Elston.
I've been promoted to captain.
Gonna captain the ship.
Hold on, wait a second. All right, Elston, we're going to switch chairs. And you were going to load up some an epic amount of phone calls.
I'm going to load up an epic amount of your phone calls from the TalkRadar hotline. We've still got an insurmountable number of phone calls, but let's burn through a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Look at them go.
You're not aware. We always... we switch headphones and we switch places. We switch places while we run, and he always puts a song on, and today it's the Twix commercial.
It's Yellow from Ferris Bueller.
I know it's from Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
My friends and I had this whole thing about we're going to have one of our friends wear a Speedo and dip his balls in peanut butter to this song.
Wow.
How long it would be funny, until it got gross.
I'm really surprised how hard I am.
Oh, no, that would be funny and
that's ridiculous.
For a while.
Wait. That's the best part.
It is. It's like a sneeze skipping.
All right, so I've got the what's dying mayo? Oh, that's not funny. Wow. All right. TalkRadar hotline is 1-877-404-1337. So it's 404 LEET, extension 327.
Dar.
LEET Dar.
TDar.
Shitload of phone calls. Like it's just more than I could ever even get through. But I really since
We
we're
upgraded it from butt ton.
butt ton to fuck ton. Just wanted to get through a bunch of them since we're a little light on content this week. So now I'm gonna take a bunch of time to load a bunch of sound effects.
Oops.
Time to get moving.
Let's move on back to phone calls. Let's get some phone calls here. Here's the first one.
Hey guys, this is Screwball0247 from the forum, and I just wanted to say a quick little story. I was walking in Target the other day with one of my friends and telling him about the show and everything.
Great store.
When all of a sudden I get to the part about the swing a fat bat into some fat ass. Yeah, this really heavy woman turns and looks at me. If looks could kill, that would be it. And my friend and I just lost it. And I just, love the show. Keep up the great work, guys. See ya.
It's like the idea of yelling. So guess what? Then they say some fat ass.
Some fat ass.
You don't have that on here, do you?
No.
Oh. You really don't. You lost it all.
You're right. All right.
That's one. And then this was a fun one. This one's mostly at Michael's alley.
What's going on, TalkRadar? This is good old Lister Team from the forums. Colin, just listening to TalkRadar on my drive home, and it's raining heavily, actually. It's got me thinking about the lizard trial from heavy rain. I keep seeing button presses, R2, right stick left, right stick right. There's not enough impediments in my road. I think I'm gonna go to the other side of the interstate and test this out. I'll give you guys a call later if I make it.
Hang on, he's gonna try this.
Just died.
So I guess he's dead.
I can't not Wikiparas this because it's the bear trial. The lizard trial is the one where he cuts off his finger.
Bam!
And as long as I've got my mouth open, and we're in the community segment, I'd just like to point out that user 510 Brother Panda sent me a message saying, I started the mustache saves drowning people thing on Wiki, but I didn't register my username then, so it was edited anonymously, just so you know.
That's what you did.
So there you go, 510 Brother Panda.
You've been Rapar-owned.
Ryan Horn or Ryan Horn. You get credit. Fine.
Next question.
I can't help but notice you protected your computer from me changing your desktop background again.
That's just the screensaver. I have the password set up, so I don't have to. It sucks because I'm telling the truth, but it seems like a total.
You couldn't handle Jabberjaw for one day.
All right, edit.
How's that for a segue?
All right.
Gross.
Next one.
TalkRadar.
Hi.
From a serious dilemma. See, it's my friend's birthday a couple weeks ago.
Is this David Bowie?
No.
Couldn't find the birthday song to play for him. Ooh. So distraught. Then, TalkRadar hotline appeared. Finally, I decided to call and ask, what is the birthday song from that was played for Chris Antist's birthday? Twice, I think, and also Brett Elston's birthday.
Why, that would be...
Oh, birthday is a doodly-doo.
That would be this guy right here. And that's from Home Movies.
Home Movies.
Yeah.
It's Brendan Small, the guy who does all the music and the vocals for Metalocalypse now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I love Home Movies. Show was awesome.
Home Movies is great. It's a perfect bridge between Dr. Katz and Metalocalypse, if there was ever one necessary.
Wow, what a weird bridge that must
But
be.
I love all three of those, and Home Movies is fantastic. My favorite last episode in history of a show that nobody liked.
Loved it.
Of Home Movies?
Yeah, the show is just sort of like yelling at its own audience and people who didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it. That amused me. Next one, let's go.
Hi, this is Travis Foster.
I know him.
A.K.A. Turbo Bison. I have a question for you guys. My love of video games is my family hates me, except for when we play video games. It's the only thing we bond upon. Do you guys have any kind of reaction with that with your family? Like your family, that's how you got to gaming with your family, or you have any family stories about gaming?
They're like any stories of playing games with your family. The only one that comes to my mind...
Tyler does.
I do.
Oh, yeah, your mom.
My mom was super into games. Like I got my first console. I didn't get a Nintendo. Boo. But I got a Super Nintendo for Christmas one year, and I remember when
you were one.
No. I was born in '85. My mom and I played A Link to the Past for ages, and she ended up beating it before me. We ended up playing the whole Donkey Kong Country series together. She beat Super Metroid before me. She continued to be... My mom's a Nintendo fanboy at this point. She loves Mario, she loves Zelda, she loves Metroid.
Brett playing your mom off?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And but it what's great about it is made it really easy to buy her Christmas presents. Here's a Wii, Mom. Here's the new Metroid for the Wii that you like, Mom. Here's Paper Mario. You'll like this.
I've said all these before, but my mom doesn't like games. She loves Zuma.
Wow.
PopCap Zuma.
I like Zuma.
My dad gets sick playing. He got nauseous playing Mario Kart. He gets really bad motion sickness. Doesn't get games. But my mom found a love for House of the Dead on the PC.
Weird. Really?
And we both played the shit out of that, like learning every nook and cranny of it.
Speaking of, my stepmom used to be the managing editor of GamePro, which is kind of how I got this job when I was an intern. I was just like, yeah, my stepmom was the managing editor. And Joe McNeely, our video editor, was the guy who interviewed me. He used to work at GamePro. And so he knew my stepmom's name.
Really?
She used to, she was the managing editor.
Dan Amrich worked with her too. One of Swords, Twitter.
My stepmom was Dan Amrich's boss back
Whoa.
at GamePro, which is awesome. And
I can't imagine telling Dan Amrich what to do.
She has in a box a Dan Electro action figure, because they all had action figures at GamePro made of them.
How many were produced?
Not very many. It was just kind of like a test thing, like let's try to do this, and it didn't work out. But she has at least a couple Dan Amrich action figures.
Oh God, I want one.
Which I really want to get my hands on one.
Which, to be fair, it's the Dan Electro persona, not
right.
a Dan
Amrich persona. My stepmom
it's a Dan Amrich action figure.
Was the Black Widow, I believe, was her GamePro name.
Wow,
which they've stopped doing, by the way.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, it's all serious now.
They're serious business.
It's just Andy and Patrick. Hey, I was talking about my friends at GamePro.
Number one.
But anyway, yeah, my parents.
That was an accident.
Let's hit another phone call.
Let's go. Oh, well, I got one. My family. I remember playing a lot of Operation Wolf.
Whoa, really?
With my dad in a video store, and then also, in a restaurant, Italian Village, and then also when POW came out for NES, my dad and I playing POW for NES from SNK, and playing that, which again, I mean, goes back to
Would your dad more willing to play things if they had a World War II context
POW
or a war?
was, I think, more Vietnam.
Whatever, but if they had more of a military context...
I mean, that was his thing. I mean,
it would seem less faggy for him to play with his son.
I don't think that was... Because he played Street Fighter 2 with me for a while, too.
Pole position? That's what they do in
he thought it was
bathhouses.
Ridiculous, like watching M. Bison fly across the screen in a flaming tornado. Like, you thought that was really
That's
funny.
the dumbest thing I ever seen, little Brett. I'm doing a very bad impression of your father, who I've met and is awesome.
You're sounding like a wrestler.
As far as I know, Brett's dad is the most amazing person. He flies really cool model airplanes that are awesome.
Yeah, not those dumb ones you see on TV, but real cool ones.
Real cool ones.
All right, moving on. One. Michael's got one. Yeah. About your family? Yeah, about my family. My dad and I had never really played many video games beyond, like, we used to play them a lot when I was a little kid, like on the Apple II, and then he kind of lost interest, and I kept interest, but I don't believe you. No, one thing that's kind of funny is my mom, when I was growing up, like, she had a habit, and I'm sure everybody's gone through this, where it's like you're playing Nintendo and somebody starts interrupting and harping on you to do something, and it just completely, like, yanks you out of whatever you're doing.
Definitely.
It pisses you off.
Yeah.
And, like, in my case, it pissed me off. I was like, Mom, I'm trying to do this. Leave me alone, Jesus. And she'd be like, I think you need to stop playing those games because they make you really irritable. And like, of course, it's the game's fault. It's not just I'm really into something.
Yeah.
And so years later, I managed to get her into The Sims, and it's the only game that she has any interest in, but she loses hours at a time.
Right.
Just sitting there playing obsessively. And she's like, I finally understand.
That's good.
What your deal was, because you're all invested in it, and you're immersed in this little world, and somebody comes in and just like yanks you out of it, and like, what are you doing? Leave me alone! Can't you see I'm busy? So.
Actually, I had that a little yesterday. I was playing 3D Game Heroes. I was going to do the review, but I had to pass it off to Hank Motherfucking Tank Gilbert. So now he's doing it.
Your ability to self-censor still
That was
amazes
amazing.
me.
That sounded like it was done after. Yeah. It was not.
That's professional. I just said shit. Did you notice?
No,
that was amazing.
All right, but yeah, I was playing 3D Game Heroes, and like I had like Charlie and Eric and a couple of different people were asking me, and I'm like, take off my headphones slowly and crane my head, like, what do you want? Because I'm hitting rabbits with a sword that's 9 feet long, and it's really important.
Yep, that sword was incredible. I thought it was a beam. I thought it was a beam.
All right, next question. Next phone call. Wrong button. Wrong button.
Wish I got phone calls like that.
Next question.
Hey guys, love the podcast. This is Genos Idanian, Supermod of the forums. I was just wondering, y'all play video games all the time. Do y'all ever suffer from burnout? And if so, how do y'all remedy the situation? Thank you.
A book.
I suffer from burnout all the time. Those slow motion crashes.
Burnout Paradise, man.
Suffering, man.
Oh, this is the most hardcore I'll ever sound, but I never get enough, and I never feel like I've played enough games ever.
I can't.
Ever.
I'm trying to think of a time. Like, I don't really think I get a burnout, honestly. Like, it's just so ingrained in my bones. Like, I want to keep playing games. Like, even
on a professional level, it's like if you mention something in the forum that I haven't played, like you all. For instance, I'll tell you later, you guys all mentioned one title for last week's Question of the Week that I'd never played, and like, well, I'm going to go fucking play that right now. And it's way harder to do than you think. Like, I'm going to play this 30-hour game right now. Never. I want to play more games all the time. Games are my solution to everything.
I think what I do now is, like, if I sit down and I play Mass Effect, when I was playing Mass Effect 2 for like 7-hour stretches or whatever, I'd play for like 2 hours, and then I just pause, stand up, like, get on the internet which is stupid because I'm looking at a different screen.
Oh, in that sense, I smoke and masturbate.
Right. It's true. Those are, I don't smoke, so I just read jerking off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but, they do go together. If you did smoke, you would enjoy it.
Can you smoke on a toilet while you jerk off?
Hell yeah, smoke bait.
Of course. That's smoke bait.
Smoke bait, man.
I need a sound effect.
Master smoke.
Where are the sound effects for funny things?
They're all Ow. All right.
There's a snake in my boot.
Like it's gonna come on.
Yeah.
There was a snake in my boots. More phone call.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next question, or next phone call. This one's for praise. This is just good old praise.
Hey guys, this is Clayton from Illinois. Gamer tag Claymore17. I just wanted to call in and tell you guys that I love the podcast. So I know you'd love to hear praise. And Chris, I'm one of the few people that doesn't think you smell like pizza. So
thank you.
Keep it up.
It's more like a hoagie.
No, look.
Or a
calzone. Pepperoni and marinara, you fucking asshole.
It's more of a
because like the cheese and pepperoni's on the inside.
Oh, hey, come on, man! I'm gonna come over this fucking table and break it. I'll snap your face.
You've got like a skin crust around the cheese pizza.
You touching my car, I'll break your ass.
Stop fighting, guys.
Hey,
oh no, you're making me nervous.
It's,
I don't know why you got to be so aggressive.
It's Mediator Fonzie.
Why are you laughing? This isn't funny. I'm scared.
All right, it's okay, Shy
I feel
Fonzie.
bad.
We're all friends again.
I'm sorry.
Terrified of the punching.
All right.
Are you aware?
I want to see him timidly fix a jukebox.
Next phone call. Wait.
How's that for a segue?
God, that's unintelligible. Next phone call.
Hey, it's Sarcastic Irony phoning in again.
Oh, that guy.
Just to say how much I love the show. I've been listening more or less since like 3 or 4, and just wanted to say I love it. The sound effects are fantastic, and I often find myself laughing out loud when I shouldn't be. So here's to another 20 trillion episodes. Okay, thanks, guys.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Let's see if we make 100.
Yeah, I have just one thing to say to that. Try to master the art of laughing quietly.
Yeah.
Just
seriously.
Thank you, sarcastic irony. I thought Chris might need it since his computer died and he wants to kill himself.
Yes.
Yay.
Next question. Nothing. All right.
Hey guys, it's
Well,
Rob from Quebec, Canada. Love the show. I've been listening since like the first episode. I've been reading the site since like way back 2006. You guys are really talented.
Damn.
But my
Before we
question
cared.
is, because I'm Canadian, can I still enter into the contest and the forums and stuff? I always wanted to, but I didn't really know if I could. So yeah, keep up the good work, and because I know you're listening. What's up, Dario?
Yeah, the answer is yes. Canadian people can now enter in contests for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason we asked and they said yes.
They said yes. It's
legal.
From what I know, it's more of a pain in the ass for us to. It costs more to ship stuff to you. So I think originally there was that, and
here's the answer: yes. Contest, anything goes until someone sues us. Please don't sue us, because that'll.
Here's what I don't like to have to figure out. I don't like to figure out what works in Canada.
Yeah,
that doesn't work in America.
I mean, there's different. That's the only
So
reason is there's different laws everywhere. It's confusing.
No, I mean like literally works. Like I want to make sure this Blu-ray, this DLC works in Canada.
North America
and
is
like
usually treated as
usually, absolutely. But I don't want to be. I don't want to waste a prize, and I don't want to waste your time. So yeah, South Park season 13 Blu-ray is available to Canadian entrants. Make sure that plays in your fucking Blu-ray player, because I don't want to go to the trouble. That's poke. No, next phone call.
Next phone call. This one's a longer one. Sorry, but I have to say that please keep calling the number.
Sure.
But there's so many already. Like it's more than we could ever get through. I love being able to actually hear responses. It's much.
great.
It's very cool.
Hey, this is Seth, also known as Bear Killer on the forums. Really love what you guys are doing with the podcast. It's really cool and just about the best thing on the internet. And I have a question for you guys. Now, why exactly did you guys want to become journalists? And what led you to games journalism? That's about it. Thanks for listening.
So you don't get to answer, but what? Nothing. All right. Okay.
No, it's always boring.
Yeah. Well, I believe we've answered this to a certain degree already.
I appreciate that you and Michael definitely wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in my case, it was I'd always wanted to be a writer ever since I was younger, and I found out that journalism is writing when you don't have to come up with ideas.
And then you ended up at a website that needs nothing but ideas.
Yeah, I kid. It's
yeah.
It's writing, but it's always interesting. Traditional journalism, you're talking to people and telling their stories. And
yeah.
That's a fascinating career path, and then just general interest in video games and the existence of the games journalism industry led to the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, we all just kind of did it pro bono until we got our lucky breaks and got hired on here.
Yeah, mine was definitely through college. I started out in advertising because but I mean, it was still motivated by games even then, because I was like, man, Nintendo's advertising sucks. I want to go into advertising so I can go work for Nintendo. And then
there's still time as long as you don't do that voice.
Yeah. but I mean, at the time, this was I don't know, early 2000s, and Nintendo was just really in a weird place.
Mm-hmm.
But after, I don't know, at some point I just was like, I don't want to go into advertising. This feels like, I didn't like the classes. I didn't like what it would mean I'd have to be doing as a career. So then I was like, well, but I still like games, so I want to write about them. I want to do something with them, so I'll start taking journalism classes, which, journalism classes they don't teach you games journalism. They just teach you how to write. And all of my teachers were Chicago Tribune heavies that were like, Chicago Tribune journalism integrity, blah, 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 and they were very serious. This is not kidding around. This is the voice of society, and this is an absolutely important part of everyone's existence is journalism and newspapers and unfiltered truth and blah 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 blah. And then I turn my paper in on Wind Waker, and they look at me like I'm a fucking idiot. But then they're like, "Well, I guess if there's an audience for it, okay." And then I found out that someone who graduated from the same college as me happened to be working at a video game magazine, so that certainly helped. Eric Bratchett. It was kind of a lifelong thing of I want to do something in video games. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. And then it became clear to me in college.
Yeah, I just went on Craigslist. There was an internship for this site called Games Radar, and I was like, yeah, I like video games. I don't know. And then I joined, and then it was, I mean, I probably told the story, but it was funny. I was an intern, and Eric, our boss, was,
Seacross?
you know, I mean, I was doing cheats at the time, and Eric's like, hey, I got this, you know, want to write a review for Super Dragon Ball Z, and he's like holding up the box, and everyone's all the editors are like, and I'm like, I can do it, like little intern Tyler, and he's like, can you write? I'm like, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can.
Bet you I can.
Never written anything professional in my life or anything good, period. Spent like all weekend reading reviews and trying to emulate them and figuring it out. And then I remember, like, I put it, you know, in our folder to edit, and Michael was the one who edited it. And he looks at me like after, and I'm like freaking out because it's the first thing I've ever written for anyone. And he goes, "It's better than I thought." Better than I thought it would be. It's
pretty
and I was
good.
like, "Oh, okay."
Thank you, Michael.
I did
for
it.
insulting who I used to be.
I did it.
Well, but the lesson,
I'm a writer.
The lesson there is that you really tried.
I tried.
You got the
I
assignment.
spent the whole weekend working on this stupid review of, you know, but I wanted it to be perfect.
But like the fact that you went and read other reviews, not just on Radar, but probably around to see what people did. Like that's the whole point. Is don't half-ass. If you want to do it as a career, do not half-ass any aspect of it.
You can't.
Like give yourself into it, and then people will notice. And
I mean,
eventually,
this was my first assignment. I felt like I really had to impress. And
Yeah.
like, I get a lot of, I occasionally, I don't say a lot, but I occasionally get people saying like, I want to be a games journalist, or do you want to get freelance from me? Here's my blog. And I'm like, look, you're mixing up it's and IT''s. Like, you can't be doing that. Like, I'm going to look at that and go, you're an amateur. No, forget it.
Yeah, it's like, it's too, the thing is, you look at it from our perspective, and it's too high maintenance.
Yeah, I can't work with that.
I don't want to be correcting little...
You have to be hard on yourself. I don't have time to be hard on you. So.
People ask for advice. I wish I had more formal training in actual journalism, because I always knew I wanted to write for a living and create entertainment for a living. Sorry, but I do lack the formal training, and that I think that will keep me from going places, because I do lack the formal training as most of the guys in the room, and but yeah. Sorry.
I was waiting.
Done.
No,
I've always wanted to write. I've never felt like I had any other purpose but to try and have a funny point of view.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know the question wasn't how do I become a games journalist.
No,
we get that so
all.
often. It turns into that.
But I took courses in creative writing to try and verbalize what I was thinking, because I can be funny on this show, but if you've read my writing, it's not always the same, because I can't write the way I talk. I was trying to bridge that, and I failed. But next question.
All right, last question. This is an older one from like right when we did the hotline. Again, it's barely been up a month, and like I said, it's full of questions. But please keep calling. It's great.
This is Lyman Czar from the forums, and just wondering whose idea at the beginning was it to start TalkRadar? Thanks. Bye.
That's Lyman Czar.
That's a good question.
And the beast of TalkRadar.
I think
it was a multi-pronged.
I think all of us wanted to have some kind of outlet, this kind of outlet.
Yeah.
But Brett made it happen.
Yeah, I think it was mostly Chris and Brett just actively agitating for this idea. We need a podcast.
Well, what happened? Yeah, what happened was
we
like
had tried one before.
Me, Joe, and Steven did one before just about game music, because I just wanted to have a raging erection about game music, which I was able to do now again through the Game Music of the Day articles, which I'm very thankful for all the comments that I thank you for doing this, because I feel like it kind of goes into a void sometimes. But when we finally got, like, when the turmoil settled of Radar, like some people coming and going, and we found the voice of the site and what it was, and then it kind of got into the closest thing we ever got to a groove, because the first year and a half or whatever, Radar was like, what the fuck are we doing? Launching a website in 2006 is insane. And when we finally figured it out, then the right people were here and the right voices were there, so we were like, let's try this podcast thing again. And then I thought it was like I had an idea for a thing, and then it seemed like Chris and Shane had an idea for a thing, and then it kind of blended together, and then we recorded one with Tyler, Michael, and Dan, and then we spent the whole first weekend for 7 hours editing
that
one
first one. I remember we were at Chris's house with
three of us looking at a blue line and yelling.
Just sitting there with the laptop
at
Chris's apartment, just like, how are we going to do this? I edited a portion of that first podcast. Chris edited some of it. I think Brett
had his hand in it. We had no idea what we were doing, and somehow...
And it was less than an hour. Yet it took us 4 or 5 hours to
It took us a while.
But yeah, it was a group effort. So that's a
But it was fun.
But yeah, I mean, there's still probably 30 or 40 phone calls sitting in this queue, but I mean...
Oh my god. I didn't realize there were that many.
No, there's a lot, and people keep calling, and it's great. It's 1-877-404-1337.
I love
327 is that extension, so keep calling. And by the way, PAX registration is going on, so please go to PAX.
So you know where we might be.
I'm just saying, if we were to go there and do something cool, you'd want to be a part of that, wouldn't you?
Right.
So please, please register for PAX, because maybe I don't want to die in an empty room.
And also, Comic-Con 2. Go to that.
Yeah, consider attending Comic-Con.
Consider it.
Both of those things will be worth your while.
We may or may not will be there.
We may or may not be the fuck out of there.
Right. And, we want to meet you guys. It's fun.
So, Chris, question of the week? So, question of the week, we kind of skipped it a little bit. We did last week's question of the week, which was game you 100%ed. New question of the week this week I thought would be it'd be good to actually use the one submitted from our very own Travis Foster.
Oh my god.
Hi, this is Travis Foster.
The thing about games with your family,
yeah, that's a good one.
And it's not a thing we usually come up. Most of the when you listen through Twitter, when you talk about our family or parents, it's usually in a negative way, like my mom took my Nintendo away.
Fuck them, no, seriously.
Sounds like a Delta blues man.
They really love me.
My mom took my Nintendo away.
They really love me. They wouldn't have molested me so hard.
So hard or so often?
So hard.
Hard and often.
Hard.
No mercy.
Yes, that should have been that'll be the subtitle to my molestation biography. No mercy.
No mercy.
No mercy. Fist puppets. No mercy.
Stamos saying have mercy. Anyway.
So yeah, that's a new question of the week this week.
Should have just done it. Like, why did you say?
I don't know.
Didn't even bother to do a John Stamos impression. Christopher Walken saying Kennedy assassination.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect. Go. Question week of the.
I do want to use that. I love that.
Question of the week then this week will be I don't know how you want to phrase it. What's a positive?
What's a game you bonded with your family over?
Yeah, a game you bonded with your family. Like I played POW and Street Fighter 2 with my dad a little bit, and Operation Wolf in the arcade.
I played with my grandma. I played Rayplay.
That must have been last week. Tyler's googling images of John Stamos.
There's a reason for that.
I just wanted to show Chris an image, just to laugh. Fuck it.
I see him every time I close my eyes.
So yeah, we all kind of went around already, but I mean, let us know in the forums. That's GamesRadar.com/forums. TalkRadar Podcast. Hey. Also, we've.
The thing is, I only got a new game because my dad would buy me games and it would always be like, "This is your early Christmas present." I'm like, "Fuck you! You know you're buying me real Christmas presents."
Yeah.
But
6 weeks before, it's not an early Christmas present.
It's not gonna happen. But it was only when it was something he wanted to play, which were basically PC
I'm so gonna be that dad.
RTSs. Like, I like Civilization.
Do we have exclusive here? Chris is going to have children?
I hope not, but it's bound to happen accidentally. You know how much seed I toss out? It's bound to happen.
So much.
I'm Johnny Applesperm. No.
What the fuck? Law of averages. Some of the sperm's got to go somewhere.
That's a guaranteed form.
So, like your once every 5-year visit with your kid, you're gonna.
No, I wear a frying pan on my head, and I travel to Southeast, throwing out my seed. Look out!
Also, if you want to find the podcast, we've finally, stupidly, done GamesRadar.com/TalkRadar, which will lead directly to the Compendinarium. So that's a very easy way to find the latest podcast. Although it still says in the intro, we've been doing this for about a year now, which we're almost at 2 years. So
yeah, I'm getting tired of trying to.
No.
Okay.
GameTwitter.com/TalkRadar is much easier to find than the non-existent word Compendinarium.
I know.
Sorry. You can Google Compendinarium, and we're the only results. So
yeah, because
it comes
made
up for
that word up.
That's a great word. But I mean,
Sorry.
I love the word.
Yeah, the Compendinarium has all the episodes on there. It's a great resource. So. GamesRadar.com/TalkRadar.
It says we've been doing it for the better part of a year now.
I know.
Much to the delight of an extremely small portion of the internet, which is still true. But, thank you for everyone.
Yeah,
we love you.
I do like that we've been doing some gold and scattered silver.
I
like
that.
this.
A couple of bronze.
We've yet to organize them into one easy-to-find location until now. This article's from how long?
80 episodes ago.
Yeah. But yeah, GamesRadar.com/TalkRadar.
All
So,
right, I'll
question of the
change
week, let us know. Family memory, family bonding game.
Let's close out.
What do we got taking us out, Chris?
I meant to look up the composer, but for the what game did you 100%? I was absolutely astounded by one of the games that I heard. Plenty of stuff to make you feel old. A lot of people said Modern Warfare, Arkham Asylum. An overwhelming amount of people said Bully.
Wow, really?
Bully.
I tried to 100% that, and I couldn't get one goddamn thing, and I couldn't find it.
No, I know it takes work to do.
It's a hard game to 100%. It really is.
Michael, you played it pretty extensively. It takes work to get 100% in that
It kind
game.
of does, yeah.
And a lot of our users did it, so I'm going to close out with Schools Out from Bully.
Grabulation.
Mm-hmm.
From Skulls Out? The Alice
Schools
Cooper?
Out? No. No. It's an original composition.
Oh, all right. So next week I'll be at Capcom in Hawaii looking at their games. Hopefully Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is part of that.
If it is, you probably won't be able to say anything
Yeah,
about it.
well, yeah, I don't know what their embargoes will be, but today I had going up same name, different game. A bunch of characters with the same name that are in different games. Like, there's a Nico in GTA 4, obviously, but there's also a Nico in Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks.
I'm betting he's a different character.
He's not the same
He's
Nico.
not the same guy.
Kratos,
What?
God of War, Kratos, Tales of Symphonia.
I hope you're using the one I recommended.
Chris's was the. Yours is the ending, the last one.
Yay!
Because it's the clincher.
It's so stupid.
That's
So
going
disparate.
up. That's up today. So check
Good
that
night
out.
and good luck.
I don't know what I'm doing next week, but later this month I'm going to a top secret thing in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have any money to gamble with, so I'm a little bummed. But yeah,
Send Tyler money for his birthday.
They actually specified, like with this event, like you may not tell anyone via Twitter, via Facebook.
Yeah,
Wow.
Like,
it's
don't-
starting to show up in a
don't-
lot of my NDAs, like don't Twitter that you're even here, kind of thing.
Like I can't even say what I'm doing. You know.
Yeah, normally when I would go to Twitter the shit out of it, but
Yeah,
don't
some-
write about it.
Yeah.
But I can Twitter it. Yeah,
So it's like, I mean, I would never reveal anything
like-
embargoed. I just wanted to
Yeah.
say where I was going. Like, no.
Yeah,
No.
I guarantee Capcom will say, "Oh, Twitter the fuck that you're here in Hawaii with Capcom," but don't say Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was announced.
And you just did.
Well, the speculation is such that it is.
The true
Michael, next week,
speculation.
anything?
Not next week, no. Nothing interesting.
Oops, my finger slipped.
I'm on the sound effects now. Michael, continue.
Get out of here.
I'm going to be...
Get out of here.
I'm actually going to go... I don't know how much I can talk about it.
Oh, you'll be gone the same time I am.
I'm going to be going to see Metal Gear.
Number 2. Oh my goodness.
And I don't know when I'll be able to say anything
It
about
is
it.
not number
Perfect.
2.
All right. Get out of here. Get out of here.
All right.
Here.
AKA the only PSP game anyone even remotely gives a shit about it.
Boring. Will be on PS2 very soon.
I doubt that.
This laptop's about to
Holy
die, so we
school's
gotta
out,
go.
yo.
Holy school is out.